Alright, let's do a quick mic check, make sure everybody's here before I go into my intro. And make sure you can hear us over the background music. Brett, if you go ahead and keep an ear out for me there, let me know how it's sounding. Let's get a quick hey from everybody. Sarah,
Evening, guys.
Oscar,
Hey.
Paulo,
Wrong character. Hello, guys.
I know what character. I'm looking at your name. Apollo.
You said Olimar.
No, I said Apollo. Did I not?
I heard you
He
say
did.
Olimar.
I said Apollo because I'm reading it. Let's see here. So, let me get confirmation from Brad. How's it sounding?
Everything sounds pretty good.
Alright, get out of here. We got a session to run. And we'll hopefully run into your character either near the end or something. So, hang out in chat and we'll talk to you in Twitch chat, alright? Alright, welcome, warm winds to Chaotic College Streaming. I'm the DM, Starwind, and I'm about to take some adventures on a journey in the lands of Timor Kingdom. Actually, they're out on sea. Join me as we watch Dancing Lights take on the upcoming challenges of death. Currently, Leo, the half-orc Paladin of Illumina, lies dead on the deck of this ship. But, to liven things up, we have Zareth, the half-elf rogue assassin.
Evening.
We have Oscar, the half-elf draconic sorcerer.
Hey.
Apollo, the half-elf College of Lord bard.
Hello.
And if by some miracle, maybe Borden. No? Maybe not? Okay, hopefully Borden will be able to join us soon. Keep telling you guys. Alright, so the crew made their way to a town known as Miscus, port city, where they were setting up to return to their home in Timor Kingdom. Finding passage on the Firefox, they meet an old friend, Smiley, and a captain of the ship, Captain Barlow. Zelia expresses that they worked once in the past. Let's see here. The crew goes into the town to gather random supplies, books to read, and while they're on this journey, Smiley offers up his coffer of weapons to help prepare the party if needs be. A short sword in the pile seems to be favored by Smiley, and he alone keeps it for himself. Azalea offers up some of her story to a curious Zareth as she expresses that when last she was here, she almost drowned off this side of the ship that she was watching out from. Oscar finds a book he bought about ocean survival, which seemed very confusing and hard to read, or it didn't make much sense. He shares this book with Borden, who now seems to be trying to figure out if there's something special about this book. Legacy of the Dollmaker that Zareth bought to read occupies Zareth as he readies for bed. Nighttime comes, twilight hours brewing. A young girl was found jumping overboard. The party is woken up to assist and try to bring the girl back to the ship, using some witty use of locate object and finding an amulet she was carrying as Borden's focus to find her. Quickly launching the rescue boats, Zareth, Oscar, Borden jump on with some of the crew and paddle out to her location while Leo jumps on his steed equipped with the Zephyr horseshoes, quickly joining his party to assist. As the trio on the boat help pull up a girl from the water, a giant shark is seen in the water. Leo engages to keep them safe and quickly gallops freely around the shark as he takes a swing at the shark. In retaliation, the shark bites up at the horse and kills it, making it actually disappear. The horseshoes fall into the water, and a hefty Leo lands in the water dressed in full plate. Oscar defends the party by offering up a few fireballs and forces the shark to run away. To secure the area, Zareth finishes off the shark with a bow shot and manages to finish it off. Borden manages to take the young girl known as Rachel and help resuscitate her back as she coughs up seawater. Leo, seeing the threat complete, now wishes to find the horseshoes, and in his haste, he dives under to try and gather up the horseshoes. He manages to gather up 2 shoes before he realizes he might not be able to hold his breath much longer. Further trying to raise himself from the water in his heavy plate, he gets about halfway back to the surface and then his last breath overtakes him. He then sinks back to the bottom of the ocean, dropping like an anchor. Oscar manages to finally cast water breathing on those around him, and with Zareth, the pair jump into the water and try to find Leo. There, they find him grasping hard to two of the horseshoes, and free him of his plate mail by cutting his straps and releasing him. They then pull him up to the surface and drag him back to the rowboat. There, they are now returned to the ship, noticing the fallen Paladin in the boat. Azalea quickly readies a raise dead ritual as a course of events now ready themselves to unfold. So,
Am I coming through this time?
hey, there you are.
Yeah, no, I was trying to get in, and it kept saying authenticating, please wait.
Well, that's weird. Well, welcome to the party. I was about worried. Borden has now rejoined us. Thank you. Alright.
So I've heard pretty much everything up to this point, so we're good on that.
I figured I had enough time to go over the summary and you might have showed up. Good for you. So, here we are on this ship. You know what? I actually put something together. I'll move us there now. It doesn't show where the crew are, so just bear with me on that part. But for the most part, there's this circle of energy that Azalea's been etching onto the deck of the ship. And she's been using her white oaken staff that she carries and just using it like a drawing stick. And she's just measuring out runes and, encircling this corpse of Leo. You guys just kind of watch her as she's got about an hour of doing this. So within this hour, is there anything you guys want to discuss or do?
So, how exactly does this all work?
Are you asking anybody in character or what?
Azalea.
As she's measuring out her things, says, look, I need to concentrate, but basically I'm setting up the ritual now. I'm etching out the circles, and then once it begins, we're going to have to persuade his being to return to the body once occupied. And, I'm going to need your guys' help because he's your friend. You guys know him best. I'll do what I can, but just be ready whenever I ask. And she goes back into just constantly etching out these magical runes and glyphs. If you're focusing on these glyphs, you can definitely see like random signs of Illumina's runes shining in different directions around it.
I'm going to, since we need something to persuade him back, I'm going to go jump in the water and cast detect magic on myself.
Alright, so you're going to go and see if those shoes are anywhere nearby, right?
Yes.
Alright. As you dive down, you're a good distance away from him since you had to get back to the boat, but, within a certain amount of time, it doesn't take you but maybe 10 to 15 minutes to finally pick up where their detection is. As you're down here in the seabed, you can definitely see like harmless fish floating around, coral reef down below you as you kind of wade yourself through. Upon searching, while you're using detect magic, so there's no need to investigate. You know where they are, you see where they are. I would say within about 30 to 35 minutes, you have them in hand, and you're working your way back to the ship.
After I get them, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself. Just, I know it might not help much. But
Not a bad idea. So you make your way back.
Border would have spent some time preparation getting his, robes, like his formal robes out.
Yeah, like you've seen these rituals performed for nobles and rich people who can afford it. And, you've been a participant as far as, like, someone who had to observe this so that in future, whenever you actually acquire the ability, you'll know how it works. So, in a way, you're just kind of assisting Azalea. However, different from your original rituals, you do notice, like, different glyphs, different symbols being etched in. However, you understand that that's because this is a ritual being formed by a priestess of Illumina and not Kazia.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're just spending time with the vestments, just getting ready, and just kind of aiding whenever you can. She sends you out on minor errands, like light these candles in certain positions around the corpse and whatnot, and you easily do so. Zareth, how are you spending this hour?
I'm going to fumble through Leo's gear and I start searching for writing utilities and that yellow pocket of paint.
Okay, we'll say you did that before the circle got started, because as soon as the circle starts, she's gonna bap your hand and say, "Quit! Don't mess with the body. This is the way it's got to be." But you did all this before she got started, so yeah. You see Lindsay kind of curled up next to a barrel. She's got her knees to her chin, and she's just sitting there watching in disbelief. Most of the crew is just kind of giving everybody space. You see Red and Christian watching over Rachel, and she still just seems so shaken and distraught. She hasn't really said much to anybody, but yeah, she's just kind of watching this all take place as if she's still dazed in a dream. Alright. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Apollo, is there anything that you're doing while you're seeing your Paladin friend being readied?
Well, Apollo not really being in tune with any kind of religion. He doesn't know exactly what to do, so he'll just, I guess, sort of sit like Lindsay is.
Alright. So you're just kind of over there letting them have their room. As the half-orc is laying out, his lifeless body laying fresh in a scrawled circle of ritual etchings. Barlow himself scoffs at the chalk markings on his deck, however, advises everyone to give them plenty of room to work. Azalea shakes her staff in slow, melodic motions and offers a quiet, mumbling prayer as at each point of the ritual's etchings. Illumina's light graced this. She kind of pauses for a moment, because part of the ritual doesn't make sense to her at this point. Vessel, as we are enjoined to call out to the soul that was taken from its vessel. Walking in the light, ever valiantly a charge of your divine light left the realm of the living, and we beckon him back by calling of his kin and friends. With that in tone completed, Azalea will ask each of his allies to offer up a plea or a gesture to bring their friend back. The idea of this, and this is just me being outside of everything here to kind of let you know, the ritual is to appease the goddess to return her paladin back to this world and finish whatever work she had for him to do. Basically, you will be using your knowledge of Leo, and depending on what skills you think might be something that would, interact with the way that he is, I gave most of you examples. Like, you could use persuasion and then give a speech, or you can do a deception and try to connivingly convince him to come back with lies in your intent. Or you can make survival checks, depending, or investigation. Just the more flavor you add to your ability check, and the things that you want to do for your check will either increase the DC or decrease it. Which, you want to get it lower. So you want to make sure that everything's in line. Everything has a serious tone to it. If you have something goofy that you want to throw in there, it might go, it might not, it might raise the DC, you don't know. But basically, Azalea will turn to the people who knew Leo most and just kind of casually ask. Now, at this point, she's just going to ask the four of you to go ahead and stand in the corners like you are on the ship, as it's showing right here on the thing. Whenever she's... You can ask that out loud. Can you move during all of this? Once she's locked into the ritual, you can only move if it's your turn. Like, if you're doing a gesture, then you can move and do stuff. But if it's not your turn, you'll be standing in the catty corners that you're in right now on the ship. So she kind of turns to Borden first, just because he's a fellow cleric. And she'll say to him as she's holding her staff and maintaining the ritual, the blue glyphs around this deck just being lit up lightly. Is there anything you want to offer to try and bring your friend back?
Alright. So I haven't actually hashed out the little speechy bit, so I'm going to add about 90% of this.
Mm-hmm.
But at least character-wise, I'm assuming we're all standing.
Yeah. You can all stand or you can kneel. It's all up to you. You do see Azalea standing there, staff at the ready, a soft glowing light. The ritual is now officially in full swing.
Okay. At this point, I would, kneel in respect for the dead at this point.
Alright.
And I'm not sure what role you're going to have me make, but I'll do the speechy bit first.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let you flavor everything up, and then we'll determine what role it goes towards.
Okay. Here before us is our friend and traveling companion Leo. And I believe we can all agree that his bravery shone brightest in some of the darkest places we've been. Unafraid to charge in like he did with the race. Strong, sometimes infuriatingly so, when things got dimmer. But he always shone as a bastion of hope in the trials we faced. It is to you, Illumina, we seek the restoration of our companion. He's gone too soon, and unfortunately there is naught I could do to prevent this.
Does that finish your
Gonna
words?
sit there and, I gotta sit there for a few minutes while kneeling, and it's like a supplicant style thing, like a supplication.
Alright, a soft ruin next to you kind of lights up softly, a little lighter, like gaining like a yellowish glow to it. Is there anything else you wish to do as a gesture?
Gesture-wise, the only thing Leo and I specifically did was the two of us went over to the Temple of Kazuya, and I still have my token, so I'd be placing that like directly in front of me on the edge of the rune line. Is something he and I did specifically together.
Alright. Azalea nods at your gesture, your speech. Let's see here. So, what would you think would be the skill that you would use? Because so far I'm leaning towards persuasion, but you can make an argument for a certain skill if it makes sense.
I mean, I left that up to your interpretation of the stuff I said, because I was ad-libbing that pretty much.
I will say you can either roll persuasion or religion. So if you roll religion, you'll reopen persuasion to somebody else.
I'll go ahead and roll religion and pray that my horrible modifier does something decent.
Alright, let's get a roll from you. Nice. So religion scores at 16. Alright. The light around the ruin next to you glows faint yellow as the traces of yellow kind of sinks into the blue, and it starts circling over towards Sarah. Azalea points to you, Sarah, and says, if you have a gesture and a statement you would like to make, this is your chance.
Can I walk towards the body?
She'll nod. And
I move towards Leo, and I take that bucket of yellow paint that he brought way back with me.
Mm-hmm.
I generally start to get a grin on my face. As I take some of the paint and smear it on Leo's hand, then takes his hand and slap his hand on his face so that he has a big yellow handprint on the side of his face.
Okay.
Then I move towards the door of the captain's cabin over there and place a handprint in yellow paint on it, and I move back and then place Leo's smashed warhammer in his hand.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, all right, Leo, we don't always see eye to eye. But what I do know is that those horseshoes are behind that door with the yellow handprint on it. Do what you do best and barge through that door.
Alright. Alright.
And I'm gonna roll this on deception.
On deception. Alright, so let's get a deception roll. Nice, these rolls are pretty good. So deception comes out at 16. Wow, okay. Puts the current score at 32. A yellow glyph kind of lights up where you were standing, and you eventually return to where you were standing, and then eventually the glyph lights up a little bit brighter and sends a light glow towards Oscar. And Azalea turns to you, Oscar. Is there any gestures, anything you wish to say to help bring your friend back? Now would be the time.
I'm going to open up my bag and pull out a small cloth and pull out the horseshoes and wrap them in the cloth.
Alright.
And then I will cast Prestidigitation to create a sigil of Illumina. And I'm going to place those horseshoes on the circle. And I will say, I got them.
And that's it?
Yes.
Alright. What role do you think would suffice for what you just offered?
I was hoping Arcane.
Yes, that's right. So you use the sigil with arcane magic. So with that, go ahead and make your Arcana check. Holy. Wow. You guys are rolling way too good. Alright. The glyph lights up once more. And now this circle of energy comes towards Apollo. Celia turns to you, Apollo, and she says, if there's any gestures or anything you wish to say to your friend to try to bring him back, now is the time.
Apollo is just gonna give Leah just a long stare just at his body, his lifeless body, and he is going to sit down and crisscross and just pull out his flute and play a more soothing melody to hope that it'll bring peace into his body and that it will make coming back a more unabrupted journey.
Alright. With that, I will have you make a performance check. Very good.
Now, I would like to use Lucky and re-roll the check.
Go ahead. Alright.
That suffices.
Yeah, okay. Alright, let me... Honestly, I think you're alive, dude. But let's be fair here. So, the hard DC was 60 with 4 people. The DC went down 20 due to the 4 meaningful demerits or merits, but it went back up 15 for 3 demerits. We rolled a 16. We rolled another 16. We rolled a 22. And with Apollo, there's this bright yellow glow on all 4 glyphs. The ritual starts to dissolve the diamond that was on top of Apollo, of his chest, of Leo, and then suddenly it rises to the air and then shatters, disappearing, leaving nothing, not even dust, just moments of glitter. And then this seeping white energy kind of soaks into the corpse, and then you hear this loud gasping as the half-orc comes back to life, and he reaches up and he says to one he could see, he turns to Oscar as he gets up, "Did you get them all?" And then he falls over and unconscious, but alive, as Leo has been brought back from the dead. Azalea drops to her knees, and she says, "Praise Illumina. Your friend has returned." And the glowing blue glyphs disappear. The yellow light disappears. The circle evaporates. And you are now left with a unconscious but living Leo in the center of the deck. Oops. I deleted Apollo.
And Apollo disappears as a trade to the gods
Yeah. You pretty much went invisible. It's all
for
good.
playing so good.
It's alright. We'll bring it back. There you go. So, what's everybody's reaction after Apollo or Leo sat up for a moment and said that?
I'm
Or-
just looking at him. It's like, really? That's it?
Yeah.
We give a chuckle like, that's him, he's back.
Yeah. So-
Well, that means I don't have to pull out my rapier.
Lindsay will stand up and she's like jumping up and down for joy because, you know, she didn't want to see Leo dead. And Azalea, she looks worn out from the ritual, but she kind of takes a hand across her forehead and wipes away the sweat that was brought on, and she's like, "I'm grateful that he survived." She seems a little out of breath, a little weary. Red and Christian come out and kind of hug her, and he's like, "Are you okay? Is everything fine?" And she goes, "It's just been a while. These rituals can be a little draining, but we managed to save him. We did it, Red. We did it." She'll instruct you guys, like, you may want to take him down below, get him a room, let him rest. He might be out for a while. We don't know. But on top of this, I think he's not the only problem we need to worry about. And she kind of turns her eyes towards Rachel. And Rachel kind of shudders and kind of goes down below deck to just kind of get away from the situation. You
It's
guys
a
are-
good thing that's where I'm going to try to help carry Theo's corpse, because she was next.
So,
I will help move Leo.
Yeah, me as well.
alright, so everybody kind of gathers up this. Well, he's not heavy anymore. He's no longer in his plate mill since we left that at the bottom of the ocean.
I mean, he's still
He's still
a
pretty
big
heavy.
old half
yeah.
orc.
He's full of muscle and everything, so he's still heavy, but not as heavy as he could be. You guys managed to get him down below deck. You get him down to an empty room that was open for him. The little fox friend that you guys have that's been following you around kind of curls up next to him and just kind of keeps him company. And with that, Leo just kind of starts snoring, song logs, back to life. Illumina will not let this paladin get away. And with the aid of you guys kind of participating in the ritual, you managed to pull it off.
So, is that handprint that I gave him, is that burned in with the magic? Like, can you rub it off?
No,
Or...
he's gonna wake up with a handprint on his face, and he's probably gonna be pissed.
Yes.
And you're probably not gonna live. So we'll probably have to do this again next week. We probably would have had it done this about, what, episode 2? But, no. So you guys managed to bring Leo back. Now there's the other situations that we got to deal with, as you can feel the ship finally listing into the water, moving once more from its stayed position, as you guys were kind of forced to stay here until the ritual was completed. Barlow and his crew are up there on the top deck, getting everything in order, trying to get the ship to keep moving. What would Dancing Light like to do?
So
I would like to check up on Lindsley.
Alright, you interrupted. Borden, go ahead.
I'd be seeking out Rachel.
Alright, so you're going to seek out Rachel. Now,
I told her to go talk to someone, and obviously she didn't.
Alright, and Zareth, what did you just say?
I want to check up on Lindsley.
You're going to go check on Lindsay, so we'll go with Borden first. Anybody going with Borden? For the sake of brevity, Lindsay will join Borden, and that will send Zareth in the same direction. As the three of you kind of walk into the room that Azalea's kind of getting rest in, because she was sleeping with Rachel in her room or whatnot, she's just staring over her. What happened? And Rachel just shakes her head. I don't know. The voices, they got louder in my dreams. I don't know what happened. Next thing I know, I'm being pulled out of the water and Borden, he rescued me from death. You owe those people a lot of thanks. I know. And you kind of enter in hearing that. Speak of the devils.
Well, it's fortuitous you sent Lindsay with me.
Yeah, because, she's concerned. She's just, her, she's quiet about it. So, yeah, you walk into the room, you see Rachel on one side of the room in a cot, Azalea on the other. Red's probably still hanging in there, and he sees everybody else entering. He's like, I'll take Christian and we'll go mingle outside for a little bit. I'll let you guys talk, alright? And she nods happily at him doing that. Thank you, Red. Borden, Sarah, and I barely know the girl behind you. I don't know if Lindsay has been properly introduced to her.
I think it's been a seen and not heard scenario.
Yeah, like she's been around. Yeah.
You can kill me later for that horrible joke.
No, it's perfect. It works perfect. And she kind of turns to the young woman behind you. Lindsay, I believe it was, right? We'll say her name's been mentioned, I'm sure. And she's probably tried to perform a little bit here and there. But, yeah, you're all in this tight room space. Rachel kind of looks up to you pleadingly. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to put all you in danger like that. I don't know what happened.
You ever get to talking to Lindsay like I asked?
I haven't.
Because Lindsay's been having these dreams too.
Lindsay kind of perks her brow because this is like maybe the first time she's heard of it. And she'll come and sit down by the girl and just kind of pat her on the leg. Though she can't say much.
So I was gonna say, I'm gonna get a sheaf of paper and charcoal or whatever you want to use for the writing implement out, just to ease conversation.
She'll write down, I've been having dreams from some woman named Minerva, and it's been keeping me up, and it's haunting. What's going on with you? And Rachel will just kind of, I don't know, like there's some, like I hear people telling me in my sleep, I'm talking about the throne, are you trying to steal it or whatnot? And I'm like, no, but I don't know what's going on fully in my dreams. And I don't know how I ended up out there. I swear to you,
So,
I swear to you all, I did not jump. I did not do that. That wasn't me.
So, have you seen that throne you speak about?
I don't know what it's about. Like, people tell me that's what I'm saying in my sleep, but I don't remember the dream afterwards. All I know is it's making me antsy. It's making me wake up. But at this point, I didn't... Like, as soon as we got on the ship, everything kind of felt different around me. Like, there was more influence of whatever this is. I swear to you, it wasn't me. I promise, it wasn't me. I wasn't trying to put... You know, she starts having this guilt trip and just starts pleading with you guys.
None of us are mad at you.
And she's kind of starting to sob a little. And Azalea kind of walks over and says, there, child. It's okay. We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry. And Azalea kind of gives you, Lindsay, Zareth a glance and, like, any ideas?
Well, if it's what she said is true, that the dreams got worse when she got nearer to the ocean.
Sounds...
So we're probably looking for something that is able to influence things near water.
Well, there's always the goddess of the water, Levianthia.
I don't think it'd be reaching too far, but I was about to mention the water deity. What they'd want with... I mean, I don't know if any of the other children are similarly afflicted yet, or before.
I don't know,
But
she's...
Rachel's the only one that's been popped up.
I mean, she's been known to, like, have control over thunder as her magic focus. And I don't know what that has to do with anything with the water god or whatnot. Then again, I don't know, it might be something as simple as maybe a patron of a thunder god or thunder deity. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I tell you what,
Well,
though.
it might be.
Go ahead.
It might be best to have her on the guard in a room. when
That's
she
exactly
sleeps.
what she was getting to. Yeah. We'll have somebody stay alert, stay at the room, keep an eye on her. And she kind of whispers away from you guys and be like, and she's like saying softly, like a suicide watch, just to make sure she doesn't do anything. Because
I whisper back. She doesn't look the part yet.
Yes, I don't think she would. So I'm convinced it's not something she can control. But at the same time, these are still children. And we need to make sure they're safe. If not from enemy threats, from themselves. So we'll just keep an eye on her. It's about the best we can do.
So, the room relationship, are they at the end of the hall, beginning of the hall?
Roughly, I would say they're probably like 3/4 of the way down off to the left. You guys are probably mostly on the right side coming down. Like the first, second, third, and fourth quarters went to you guys. And then Lindsay at the end, or she may be able to bunk with Azalea too to help. So, I mean, that's a possibility as well.
So I was gonna be like, oh, there could be a room change if they were at the nearest end to the, stairs in the hall. I'd switch them rooms if need be.
No, they're kind of like in the middle. Like there's a couple of rooms on either side of them at least. So it's not like they're dead at the end. Lindsay will write down. If you want, Azalea, I'll come and stay with you guys and help keep her company. And Azalea will welcome that. So the next line of business is talking to a couple of the workers to have them bring the cot down, or you guys help her bring her cot in here or something like that.
Oh well, we're here now. We might as well bring her cut here if it's happening.
Alright.
It can't be that heavy, and I think I've got 3 of this strawberry scones left,
All
and
right.
there happen to be three women here that have had a trying day, more or less.
So you offer one to each.
Yeah.
Rachel looks at the scone, feeling like she does not deserve this. And Lindsay takes hers, and Azalea thanks you and takes one. And Azalea will tell her, "Go ahead, child. It's fine. You did no harm. You did no wrong. This wasn't your fault. We'll get to the bottom of this. I promise." And she'll slowly start to eat. Lindsay will as well. You guys go down and grab Lindsay's cot, and she'll come in here and start making camp with the two of them. What is Oscar and Apollo's doing for the rest of the night? Oscar, Apollo, you're part of this campaign. You can interact now if you like.
Sorry, I didn't. For the night, probably just going to get some rest after that.
Alright, what is Apollo doing?
Apollo will probably be doing the same.
It's been a trying night for you guys. With that, we're looking at about 3 a.m., by the way.
So I did have one last thing I wanted to try.
Yeah, I was going to come back to that. I just want to give them a chance to do stuff since you guys were kind of in the main light at the moment. Go ahead.
So I have this wonderful little ring that prevents telepathic influence. And I wanted to have Lindsay give it a test run before I tried to slap it on Rachel.
Interesting. Alright. So, you offer the ring up to Lindsay and she wears it. Alright, we'll see what happens. Anything else?
I don't know if it'll do anything, but it's worth a shot.
She'll motion a thank you and then just kind of go back to helping out the girls, helping Azalea and Rachel settle in for the rest of the night, and they'll get ready to go to bed. Zareth, is there anything you want to do before they bed down?
Well, I had some time now, some time to study Lindsay. Anything that I noticed in her breathing or heartbeat that might be off?
No, she seems as human as anybody else. The only thing that's off about her is her inability to speak.
Okay.
Her skin seems more paler than normal humans, but for the most part, it just might be a feature of her body. Her voice is the only thing that really, truly brings out that not having that vocal is kind of disheartening. Everything else about her seems like flesh. Or is flesh. Anything else?
No.
Alright, so what's the plan, Borden and Zareth? Are you just going to turn in now?
Borden,
I've done
you
pretty
have a
much all I
minute?
can at this point. Yeah, no, I've definitely got a minute.
If you can follow me to my room, I bought a book before we left, and it has something interesting and slightly disturbing information in it. So I moved to my room, and I give...
There'd be an
Borden
offhanded joke about the incredibly dull book that was also bought at the same place.
Yes.
So you're offering it to Borden, right?
Yes. The Book of the Dollmaker's Legacy.
So he offers you this book, and if you want, you can open up your inventory or journal, and you should be able to see it now. Up to you guys if you want to share it openly or not.
I need to figure out what this is about first, so if you give me a second,
Mm-hmm.
so I can leaf through.
Alright, as you're leafing through that, and you guys are about to have a discussion about the book, let's see, what else? Oscar turned in. Leo's down and out. He's going to be gone for this session anyway. The boat is listing away. It's about 3 to 4 a.m. or so, so daylight's fixing to crawl across the horizon. But you guys are continuing your trip towards the port city that is known as Freedom Bay. Basically got its name from just, freeing all these mages from all the mishaps of Citadel Kingdom. You don't know what to expect when you get there, however, you're looking forward to finally getting away from Citadel. Let's see here. Captain Barlow continues the course, Smiley trading the wheel with him every so often so that they can rest. I think that's about it. So you guys are about to have a discussion here. I don't know how far you got into that, but I mean, I'm kind of showing off to chat what it says. So if chat can read
Yeah,
it.
well, we're waiting.
Well, it's certainly not anything too comforting.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a mystery
But-
to the other players, though, so feel free to share whenever you want. Maybe they, because like I said, major plot.
I
hooks
figured
like
the
this-
morning would be better. Like, everyone's asleep or trying to sleep right now.
Alright, so basically right now we just have you two. You're leafing through it, you're getting some information out of this, and Seraph, what are you telling them about this book?
Well, considering the similarities to Lindsley, I kept an eye on her. I don't notice anything of heartbeat, not having a heartbeat, or breathing that seemed unnatural, artificially. But it is odd, at the very least. I'm not sure how to move forward with this. This is why I brought the book to you. Have you ever come across something like this in maybe in your temple libraries?
Definitely not a literature piece you would find in any of the temples.
I think the
No, more
closest
like
Gordon would have ever heard of would be golem creation, things used to guard a place. And even then, that's a bit of a stretch because it doesn't sound exactly like any kind of golem creation. Because would not the Earth deity have, some manner of I'm leaving that up to you, Star, because you're the one that would
well,
be
yeah,
no.
like having a half-hearted conversation about it. You're making speculations at this point, and yeah, those are well-founded speculations. Like, I'm not denying it or anything, but this is all up to you guys.
I was
here.
asking you more if this was in line with your idea of...
Yeah, you could definitely say that Mirthvale could be responsible for golem creations using the Earth as its magic focus. So yes, as far as ideology, that would be a firm belief.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like necromancy, though.
At the worst, I'd call it accidental necromancy. And this is a story, not exactly fact as far as we know.
True.
And there's discussion with the others, but perhaps not this minute.
No, let's be careful with it, at least until we're off the ship.
Alright, so what are your guys' plan from this point?
Bed.
Bed?
Yep.
Alright, so are you leaving the book with him for now to kind of breeze through as he gets ready for sleep?
Yes.
Alright, so you'll have the book for now. And with that, you guys go and turn in. And sleep finds you. A full rest finds everybody. Various members will be waking up just a tad bit early, I believe. No, actually, everybody had a strenuous night, didn't they? So, from 4 to about 10 in the morning, maybe 11, you all start to stir. And you're free to wander around the ship, whoever wants to go ahead and start their day. Who has something meaningful they want to achieve today before you guys get to port?
I would like to have another spar with Smiley, just to keep myself busy.
Unfortunately, Smiley's unavailable, as Captain Barlow is now manning the wheel. Smiley is somewhere down below getting rest.
Okay. Then I just go do my own thing.
Alright. So, off shadowing. What's everybody else doing?
So I would have gone to check up on Leo. I'm sure he's resting still.
Yeah.
Ease my mind. Make sure he's not falling out of the bed.
Make a medicine check though while you're in there.
I would like to join Borden.
Alright. So you and Borden are both in the room. You see Borden kind of going over him, making sure his vitals are fine. He's not falling out of bed or anything. He seems very comatose. Raising the dead, is just very heavy on a body, especially coming back to life. So you figure that even though this strong, resilient paladin wasn't able to stay awake after the resurrection, it's no less of what he is.
It's no surprise.
Yeah. So he's breathing. He's moving every so often, and he's just comatose at this point. You think he'll probably be like this for maybe a couple of days. Maybe by the time you guys land, he might be able to stand up and move on his own. Paulo, anything you want to do in here while you're watching Borden go over Leo?
I'm just gonna sit in the chair and just practice my flute some more.
Alright. Go ahead and make a performance check. See how well that practice goes. Not bad. Needs a little work, but it's not bad. Definitely getting better with this flute that you found, or your party found for you. Moving on, anything else you guys want to do in here before I move on to anybody else?
I'm pretty good.
Alright. So, Zareth or Oscar, anything you guys want to do? Or Zareth already went. Oscar, what are you doing?
I'm going to go up deck and grab something to eat.
Alright. And if anybody else wants to, you can see Oscar in the hallway as he passes by, and he's going off to get breakfast. The crew offers you up a meal. Lindsay's nowhere to be seen. Neither is Rachel. Zelia shows her head up. And she just goes in and gets some breakfast as well. You see Alexander near her and the other girl. Go ahead, Sarah. What do you want to do?
I'm going to keep watch on the door that Lindsay and Rachel are in.
Alright. With it getting close to midday, let's see what's going on with the crew. It's a peaceful afternoon. Just smooth sailing for now. If you go up deck, you can see on occasions giant whales off in the distance, seeming to roam from one place to another, keeping their distance from the ship. Every so often, just kind of peering below the deck, you can see like fins of sharks going by, but not staying near the ship as they kind of go in their own direction. They just kind of came up curiously to see what's going on and kind of washed out towards the rest of the sea. So as long as nobody goes overboard, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Free to talk to any of PCs at this point. You're free to go below deck if you like. Just tell me what you want to do to get through this day.
I would like to talk to Azalea some more.
You catch her up there at breakfast time, so you're more than welcome to, walk over to her and say some words. And she noticed you coming over. Hello.
Morning.
Your friend Lindsay, she's fast asleep. Like, she just did not feel like waking up. I mean, I tried to wake her up to see if she wanted anything, but I figured it was best just to let her sleep.
Yeah, she had a rough time the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, but Rachel's been squirming still, and I've had to kind of focus on her. But for now, she's sleeping soundly, and I'm about to head back down there to keep an eye on her.
So I forgot to ask last night, do you know someone called Sparrow? When we found the Neo, he mentioned the name where he was.
Oh, Sparrow's his brother. Yeah, I know him. What about him?
Nothing much.
Have
The
you...
Neo just wanted to know where he was, what he was doing.
I mean, I haven't talked to him in like 7 or so years, perhaps. Last I heard, he was in Timor. Him and the princess had a thing. Well, she was princess then. I think she eventually became queen. I don't remember. But yeah, we kind of ran into royalty whenever we went over there that one time.
Well, it's never boring with you guys.
Not with the likes of Danilo. No, it never was. She kind of gives off a soft chuckle, and you can't... I don't know, if you want to make an insight on her, you can. It's hard to read. She's definitely covering her feelings a little more carefully at this point. But, you just get the hint that maybe, there's still a hint of her wanting to know more about Danilo or getting to know where he is. But she picks up some more food and says, I'm going to bring this down to the girls. Unless there's anything else, you guys can find me down there.
Sure thing, take care.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have anything they want to do? With the books, with both books, either books, those are items that can be looked at. Or you could talk to NPCs on deck. I need some input, folks. Tell me what we're doing.
Well, I was about to chime in. Lindsay's not got up, right?
Yeah, she's been fast asleep. Like she's been catching up, you know what I mean? I mean, you can go check on her. Would you like to?
See, because I kind of did this thing where I gave her a ring to help prevent telepathic influence. So I'd want to check the results.
Yeah.
If she's asleep and it's not, interrupted, I guess is the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Then that was the entire goal from the start, and we might have at least a way of stopping some of the madness that's been going on recently.
So, you see Azalea walking back towards the room. You're welcome to join her if you like.
Yeah, I think I definitely would.
Anybody else want to go with? I mean, you can all play D&D with me.
Nope.
Come on. Let's all play D&D
I'll
together.
go with them.
Okay. Anybody else want to play D&D with us? Alright, so Borden and Oscar. Oscar's just like, I'll tag along. You guys head down below deck, following Azalea.
Me.
You too? Paolo wants to come too? Alright. So Apollo comes with, door opens, and you can see against the back wall this sprawled out Lindsay, just fast asleep, a small smile on her face, and she's just got that ring on. You can kind of see her hands up by her chin with the ring showing. And you can see Rachel just kind of sitting up and looking at you guys as you enter. And she nods as Azalea walks in and offers her some food. And she says, I want to try to wake her up. Lindsay shakes her shoulder. Lindsay softly starts to raise an eyebrow and then glances up. She lets out this mock yawn. You don't hear anything from her, but a little gasping air leaving her lungs. Brought you some breakfast, dear. How'd you sleep? She just kind of motions a thank you and good. I think Zara's not here. Never mind. And she smiles happily to her and says, here you go. And the bags that were under her eyes, the sleep deprivation that she was suffering from, seems to have subsided. This seems to have been exactly what she needed to have a good night's rest. So there might be some telepathic connection towards the disturbances of her nightmares.
That leaves me in the complete and utter shit angle. Like, I did expect this to work, and since it did, we have a clue. But now I don't want to take it from her to try it with Rachel or, any other sleep-disturbed children, because she finally got a night in.
What do you want to say to her? I mean, you don't know. She might want to help.
It's not even help or not help at this point. So the ring worked then? Just kind of idly wondering.
She kind of thinks for a moment, like she's like, getting that ideal in her head that, wow, I feel really rested. She's just now realizing how much rest she finally gotten, and how undisturbed she was. And she kind of thinks about it for a moment and then looks at you and nods simply. It's like, yeah, giving you the yes, just. And she'll take the ring off and offer it back to you. Anything you want to do with that?
I'll somewhat reluctantly take it. See,
like she's got a hint.
Test run.
Yeah, she's got a hint of what you're trying, and she's grateful, but at the same time, she's also concerned for the girl. Like, you could definitely see her looking at you, and then looking at Rachel, and then looking at the ring, and then looking at Rachel. I mean, that eye movement is obviously seen.
Yeah. Well, I know what we're looking for when we get to port. That's for damn sure.
Alright, so, do you want to offer them? Well, what do you want to do? I mean, this is
yeah, I'll be offering it to Rachel next.
Yeah.
It seemed to work for her. Are you willing to give it a try? All you gotta do is wear it.
Alright. And she'll slide it on and start attuning to it. Other than that, Lindsay will eat her meal, Rachel will eat hers, and Azalea will continue to keep watch. If anything else changes, I'll let you guys know. So if you want to go ahead and leave, go ahead and go about your business. And I'll send Lindsay if anything comes up.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And with that, you guys are left with the rest of the day to yourself. So how does Dancing Light want to spend the rest of the day just getting through this ocean ride?
We've got a nice long day ahead of us. Well, half of it anyway. I think now might be a good time to bring Oscar on the book and give him a gentle ribbing.
Alright. So, what do you guys
want? Wasn't Oscar that originally bought the really shitty book?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so what are we doing?
I'll be showing Oscar the book and seeing what he thinks of it. Apollo's free to, come over and look as well.
So you're showing him the book that Zareth gave you, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so with that I will... Let's see here. Go ahead and make this available to everybody now that the information's out there. There you go. In your journal, you will see the Dow Maker's legacy, and if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and read it out loud for those who are curious. This book has a story about a porcelain maker. He used his skills to make not only common wares out of porcelain, like pots, cups, and the works, but also porcelain dowels. He was always making these priceless items in his youth. His name was Stanfis Malu. He accrued a fortune in his short young life as he worked as the works of his dhow making made him a bit of coin, a bit of a hit with the noble families, and the youthful women and children everywhere enjoyed his work. He lived in a well-established village known as Lesper, and it was small but renowned for all of its festivals it hosted for all the neighboring cities, offering a wide array of room for many events to take place. There, Stanfest was able to display his works, and that's when he met a young woman. She was a bard who played an amazing string instrument over her shoulder. They called it a violin, and affixed not only by her music and looks, he found himself lost to her heart as well. Examining his wares during the festival as he was closing up, she picked a dowel up to purchase and expressed how much she loved his work. And coming to this particular festival, she hoped to express to the dowel maker how she felt about it. Taken aback by the woman's words and her talents already mesmerizing him, he quickly made exchanges to let her know how he felt about her songs. The two conversed, and before long they found that they couldn't be separated from one another, as love started to take effect. Before long, months passed, and then the two were to be wed. Blessed as he felt to have someone so beautiful to share his life with, he treasured the day he sealed her life with his own. However, this is a tragedy in the making. One day, as his happy wife of Stanfest Marlu walked the streets, a cloudless day shined brightly. However, out of nowhere, a stray lightning bolt bore down on a young woman, killing her and turning her to ash. Devastated, the doll maker had her ashes gathered, and he began to create a life-size doll made with the ashes of his late wife. The sad, widowed man would spend the rest of his life talking to the doll as if it was her, as if his words would reach her and hear how bad the day was or how good work was. He coped. He never remarried, so no children were born to inherit the business. Death soon came to the old man and claimed his rights as he passed from this plane to the next. It was said that day that passed, the life-size doll of his wife became alive, and she went to embrace him, but he died. He was already past, and all she could do was cry, as her own voice couldn't reach him. She would play a funeral march and left her husband to the next world, and took to the world on her own. What came of this woman? No one knows. And of course, the story was told in more detail perhaps, but all in all, this is the doll maker's legacy. Thoughts?
So, I spoke to Gordon about this last night. It does. We agreed that it doesn't look like necromancy.
You're all free to have this conversation, by the way.
The closest thing I thought of was an accidental golem creation.
That could be the case.
Paulo, any opinions? Because you were shared in on this.
None at the current moment. Just sort of taking it in.
All right. What's the rest of Dancing Light want to do with this information? I mean, this is something you guys kind of gathered into. You guys kind of took turns reading over the book. And yeah, you got your assumptions. So tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what you think is happening, or have this conversation, because if you guys don't want to do this, we can progress.
Have you guys heard of that town, Leicester?
I haven't.
I think this would fall under GM knowledge if I had ever heard of the town.
That would be a history check for those who wish to find out if they heard of it.
Would it be in my region?
Apparently Borden knows something for once.
You're aware that there's a town off on the east coast of Timor Kingdom. You guys haven't been that far east yet, and you're aware that there are it's like an oriental setting, like it's kind of like China or Japan over in that side of Timor, and there's like many festivals that take place in this town of Lesper. You kind of relay that information to everybody, and Apollo, you had a chance to know this information as well.
This is one of the towns he got booed out of.
No, well, could have been, yeah. Like, it might not have been one that was on his current trek, but he probably had plans to go there, but after witnessing how many boos he was getting, he's like, I better head back where I'm known. But that would have been in the same direction where you started, Apollo. So I would say he would be aware of the city, if nothing else.
We'll get back there eventually. It might be worth looking into.
Definitely. But is there a way that we can identify a golem?
How close are we to Lindsay's room?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. That's a good
Just out of
question.
curiosity.
Whose room are you in? And I'll tell you. Like, where did you guys gather? It depends upon where you gathered. Because I got the map mentally in my head. I just haven't, set everything up for you guys.
The idea doesn't sit well with Borden just to, start casting diagnostic spells at Lindsay directly.
Right.
So if there's a spot over the room, and we rule out the ring that's on Rachel's finger, maybe I'd be more okay with a subtle sort of, yeah, there's something else down there.
I will say, if you all gathered in Zareth's room, you're about 2 doors down and across the hall. You'd have to go a little ways down the hall and then take a right, and then you're at the room. You could technically go above deck and kind of zone in to where she should be, if you wanted to try something there. It's up to you. Tell me what you want to do, and I'll see what we can fish up.
Well, let's try to do this discreetly. I vote for up on top of deck.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Go on deck.
Alright, so you guys mosey on deck. Try to get in an alignment above where you think the room might be. You're like, alright, this might be the spot. What do you want to do?
So it wouldn't be too hard for you to just count paces up the hall and the turns.
Yeah, I'll say you'll be able to find it pretty easy. So what's the ideal?
Going to cast Detect Magic and look down.
Alright, looking down with Detect Magic. You definitely pick up...
Because I did actually see her when we first met, but it was her business, so...
Right. And I'm just thinking you're also going to be seeing what Azalea has on her as well. You see 2 enchantments in one location. You see 1 enchantment in another location. And in the spot where you see Lindsay, You see an enchantment and a transmutation.
Okay. She has some type of which is giving off the bigger signal.
They're about what and what, like as far as what they can be identified as.
Okay, so it's not the same object. It's
No, they're separate objects.
okay. So I'm going to walk a little ways away. Just I don't know how sound would travel through the boards.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, a lot
Yeah,
of
I'm
people are
assuming.
walking on this deck, so there's sound coming through the boards either way.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go to an unoccupied space. I'm assuming everybody else is with me.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
And
We'd all be coming along, I think.
so I got this reading when we first met Lindsay. And I can't seem to remember which one is which, but between her and her violin, there's an enchantment and a transmutation. I'm thinking the enchantment is the violin.
No, more I think about it, there's probably, let's see, 6 enchantments on that one object.
So it was like really bright. Or
Yeah, the
whatever.
enchantment would seem more
Yeah.
imbued.
Either way, I think I remember seeing when I did detect magic when we saw her, the enchantment was the violin. So she is under a transmutation, curse or spell or something.
What kind of spell? Sorry.
Transmutation.
Okay. What does that mean?
She has been altered in some way.
Could be hearing. Could be.
That could explain her voice.
By the way, Board, the sea breeze is really nice today.
I'm not sure if I should take that with a grain of salt, being like it's just a nice day.
It's a nice day out, yeah. But, you know, you're enjoying the wind blowing through
Yeah.
your beard and hair. But yeah, you guys have your concerns and worries as well. So, where do we go from here, Dancing Lights?
I'd love to say it's her business, but if we're traveling with her and there's something, big going on there, like, yeah, I've already tried a lesser restoration with her.
You already tried that?
Well, it was to alleviate the nightmares, but it didn't have any effect.
Maybe you didn't focus on our voice? Or doesn't it work that way?
Give you the best way to. It can be a little finicky in what it tries to do. Or it could have been something that I couldn't restore with, that much power. It could have required more. So I don't know if it's a curse exactly.
Well, we're moving to a port full of wizards and stuff. Maybe there's someone there that can take a look at it.
The other thing is she's kept it quiet. She's not made any bones about it.
and it doesn't seem to endanger us immediately.
Perhaps it'd be something to keep an eye on.
I'll keep my eyes peeled. No, wait, I wasn't there. I don't know that.
Oh, alright. Alright. So, are we doing anything else on deck, guys?
I don't think there's a whole lot to necessarily do about this at the present time.
Let's see here. What is everybody's passive perception?
17.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm gonna finally go into this.
So I'm sitting on 19 passive.
Dear Lord.
11.
13.
So,
Which is part of why every time you have me roll perception, I get a little miffed because I rarely rolled better than like 12.
I hear you. But today we're just gonna go with passive perception. Oddly enough, the two of you, Zareth and Borden, you notice like different waves in the water that don't look like normal fish, and a few of these seem to be coming towards you, the ship in general. You just happen to notice it out of the corner of your eye.
Can I take a good look at them?
I'll be pointing this out to the others while he observes closer.
Alright, that will require a perception check. Go ahead.
Performance. Oh man, I can never find perception in one go.
All you know is there's something underneath the water making waves. Kind of like a medium-sized creature is coming towards the ship. There's about 3 of them.
I tap one of the sailors and point at the fish. Or the things.
Yeah, they don't have a clue what it is. I'll go tell the captain about it. And he'll run up towards the captain as you guys are kind of making your way on deck. We'll move Leo off in the ocean because that's kind of where he belongs. We'll move Lindsay down
This
here.
is where he belongs.
Yep. And Azalea will be somewhere down below. And you guys are all up here having this conversation and whatnot. Deckhands are seeming to move, and then all of a sudden, about 3 of these creatures jump out of the water. If they actually show up right. What is this?
Okay. Who's the blue NPC token there?
I don't know. It loaded
It's
wrong
a-
or something. I'll get rid of that. But these 3 sea creatures jump out of the water and then land on top of the boat, and they got these giant pincers and these squiggly little tentacles. Hey, somebody uses tentacles, right? And they seem to be approaching towards you guys as I need everybody to roll initiative. No surprise round, so you guys caught the threat before it got here. Let me clear. Don't get excited yet. I don't get excited yet. Now, click it. Now you gotta do it.
Oh, that's even better.
Well, there you go. Yeah, wait for me to say, and then you're good to go. Is everybody well?
I believe we did.
Now we'll get our music.
Oscar, who of us do you want to go first? You with your natural 20?
You can go. You have the higher decks.
Alright, I'll put Zareth at the top of you. So Zareth, you notice the threat. On one side of the ship, one of them lands. At 2 on the other side, as you see them pop up and land on deck with these giant pincers, and are coming towards you guys, looking at you, ready to attack. You can hear the crew getting, out of the way, and they're going to be dealing with an opposite threat on the opposite side of the ship. As Captain Barlow and Smiley and his crew start taking care of the other side, these immediate threats that are in your vicinity are your responsibility. They're looking forward to you guys taking care of it. What do you do, Sarah?
I'm just gonna attack the guy in front of me
Alright, so how do you do that?
with my 2 short swords.
Alright,
And
so
I'm trying to cut those tentacles because that seems where it's gonna hurt.
Alright, so you move up to him. Oh god, I guess that would put you right there. Never mind. Sorry. Alright.
I will, yeah.
Alright, go ahead and make your attack roll.
14 for 7 damage.
14 will not hit. As you hit across the face, the tentacles kind of lift up, and you swing at air. You using a bonus action to swing again, or what do you want to do?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and make that attack. Let's see, a 22 will hit. No sneak attack on him, because nobody's directly engaged with him. So that would be for... Is that correct on that?
Yep, it is.
Did you get a new feat, or no? I can't remember.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so for 12 points of damage, as you manage to grope your sword into one of the tentacles, it kind of reels back and looks at you very angrily, for whatever a crustacean-looking creature can. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
Alright, Oscar, you're up.
Going to follow his attack up with a ray of frost.
Alright, go ahead and roll. You shoot off the ray of frost, however it kind of lifts its arm and the ray just shoots over the deck, missing it completely.
Going to kind of move away a little bit and do a quicken spell
Alright,
or a magic missile.
those will hit. So go ahead and roll that. Are you all on one, right?
Yes, and I'm using it 1 higher.
Alright. Is that the right number then? 16?
It's yeah.
Alright, so you kind of get away from everybody using your focus. You kind of point your arm out, and then these magic missiles kind of ignite into the air, and you can see them whirling through and just breezing over as they slap, 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 beating into this crustacean, trying to crack open its shell, dealing about 16 points of damage to it. Anything else for your turn?
I will end.
That'll end it. Borden.
Alrighty. See, I've got a dude right in front of me, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
No. Are we gonna repurpose Smiley's token if I bring out the spiritual weapon?
I could just move him over there. He's separately from this combat. Like, he's taking care of stuff on the other side.
Hey!
Wow.
I can easily bring him right here. Where do you want him?
That's fine.
Suddenly, Smiley starts floating in the air, and he becomes mythical, and he's like a magical spiritual weapon now. Go ahead.
Use
roll.
wind chimes.
And he turns into wind chimes as they come spiraling down atop the crustacean's head, dealing 16 points of majestic attunement damage. Dong. Alright,
And then I will go ahead and take my swing.
which you try to get a good beat on it. Like, I'm going to crack this thing open, and then all of a sudden you kind of miss at it as it goes through its tentacles, and he kind of curls away from you. Alright. Well, anything else for your turn?
Nah, that'll do it for now.
Alright, let's see here. Just making sure I got their... Okay, one so. Alright. So, 2 attacks on Zareth. 14 and 11.
Both miss.
So he comes snapping out at you, and you just kind of duck, pull away, get out from each of its snaps. Apollo, you get a friend. As two pincers come snapping at you, looks like they both hit.
Mm-hmm.
I need a DC 14 strength or acrobatics. 2 times. Okay, you're grappled now as it kind of clamps one of its claws on you, and it clamps the other claw on you. You're now caught in this vice where you're kind of held and restrained. Let's see here. One creature grappled by the tool must succeed a DC 13 con save or be point. Okay, until the points of danger. Okay, the one thing I don't like about this monster manual I bought is like some of the text gets cut off. But okay, I got the actual monster manual here real quick. Let me double check something. The troll can also use its tentacles once, so I get to use that attack on you there. So let's go ahead and throw this. I need. So the creature that's grappled by the troll must make a Constitution saving throw. Let me get a con save from you, Apollo. Nice. So it lashes out, trying to poison you with its tentacles. However, you manage to thwart the effect and kind of duck out of it. Doesn't say you take any damage, only you get poisoned. So you're good for now. Let's see here. Moving on. Let's see. Borden gets a friend. Wow. Keep rolling low on the guys who got armor. What's up with that? So 2 claws come snapping out at you, Borden, but you manage to kind of bring up the buckler of Kazi and just kind of repel the attacks. And you just kind of get ready and dig into it. And with that, Apollo, you are currently in its clutches. Let's see here.
Okay.
So you are grappled. You'll need to make a DC 14 escape if you wish to get out of it.
Let's see. I am going to cast Chaos Bolt on the one that's grappling me.
Alright. It's going to be at disadvantage because he has you grappled. And it's a ranged spell attack. Now the 16 will still hit. So go ahead.
So it'd be a 2, so it'd be cold damage. So 22 cold damage.
Alright. As you hit this chaos bolt at him and chill him to the bone with the ice bolt of attack, it still keeps its clamped grip on you. So you'll still be in his clutches next round. Anything else for your turn? Bonus action or anything?
No, that'll be all.
Alright, moving on to Zara.
I'm just going to attack the thing in front of me again.
Alright.
Twice.
Both hit. No sneak attack damage.
Nope. So that is 19 in total.
So you come ripping out your short swords and start slashing through the air and then making contact as you start to repel this creature. It kind of shudders back as you're getting into its face. Apparently that shadow training has been paying off. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Osprey.
I'm going to try to help Apollo out, and I'm going to do another higher level magic missile.
Alright. So total of 8.
Yeah.
Could you have rolled worse damage?
No, I could not.
He rolled
So-
3 ones.
Then he rolled 4 ones.
And it dun 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 lightly piercing the top of the crustacean. It kind of looks in your direction, and then it still looks at the thing in front of it, and it's like starting to maul at Apollo. Like, oh, I got my appetizer here. I'll come for you next. Anything else for your turn, Oscar?
No, that's it.
That's it. All right, Borden.
Alrighty. Well, battle banter aside, as much as I don't want to first get this one checked. The hits,
Alright,
yeah.
that's a hit. 7 damage. As the chimes start chiming down on top of this mob, or this monster. Kind of shudders a bit as the dingling of the wind chimes beat up against its shell.
Do I want to know why there were just arrows on my token?
I don't have any arrows on your token.
Someone just measured distance to my token.
No, wasn't me.
Yeah, that was me. I think that you did the magical windstorm.
See, that's what I'm thinking about, because
I would have you make an intelligence check before you do that.
an intelligence check before the magical buzzsaw.
Yep.
To what end?
Just make the check if you have a plan to do it, because I might be able to offer you information that will help levy your decision.
I assume no one else on deck is going to be moving into our area, yeah.
Well, either make a perception or intelligence check.
So they'll do the perception first.
You can hear noise up above you in the crow's nest. You can't see who's up there, but you think it might be within range if you cast it. Like, what's the range on
The
it?
crow's nest is
What's the range of your spell? Because if I recall correctly, it is very big.
still going to output the spell card for you.
Yeah, go ahead. Then we'll decide. Because if it stays flat to the land, then it's one thing. But if it's a spear, let's see, what does it say?
It's a 15 foot. That's really short for a crow's nest.
Well, how about people below deck then?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it a spear or just around you?
It's a radius around me, but it doesn't pierce wall.
Alright, yeah, you can use
So
it if you want.
floors and yeah, everyone below decks would be safe so long as they stay below decks and don't come running in.
Mm-hmm. So, valid argument. I'll go ahead and agree. It's up to you, though, what you want to do.
I was on like the fact they got my buddy there caught in. I'll give it one more round before I make any final decision.
Alright, so what do you want to do for this round?
Let's just try to smack it, which will fail miserably.
Yep, you got that right. Alright, So, the Chul on the other side of Zareth will make his snapping attacks at Zareth. You duck under one claw, however, the second one just manages to grip at you. I need a DC 14 acrobatics or strength.
Acrobatics
or
it is.
athletics. So it comes snapping out, dealing 14 damage. You manage to... you got clipped by it, but you wiggle your way out of its claws and keep it from grappling you as you kind of duck down and get behind and just kind of get out of its grasp. And then it just kind of snaps madly at you. 2 on Borden. $16 a hit.
16 will not, 21 will.
Alright, so same situation. The first pincer goes over, you burst it off with the buckler. However, as you raise your shield up, it gets a good grab on your body and deals 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you feel it crush into your armor piece. Make a DC 14 athletics or acrobatics to get out of
Considering
the grapple.
I'm awful at both.
Yeah, and
Jesus
with that,
Christ.
you are now grappled in its claws as it kind of holds tight to you. With that, it will make a tentacle attack, so I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, which you
I
pass.
believe I passed that.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
13.
See, until the poison ends, the target is paralyzed, so you both managed to get out of that nonsense this round. However, it is now Apollo's turn, as it will continue to force more damage into you, even at advantage here. 17 hit?
Yeah, those will.
Okay, so yeah, you got a crit hit and everything else. 15 and 18. Well, that was low on the crit. Good for that. But how does Apollo look?
Apollo, yeah, he's out.
Ouch. So your life kind of leaves you for a moment as you fall unconscious in its arms and you kind of limp over a bit. Ugh. I guess there's no need to do poison damage to you now, is there? Make a DC Constitution saving throw either way, though, because it's still gonna just kind of bring you up to its tentacles. And with that, you become paralyzed as well. So if you do manage to heal, you'll be paralyzed for 1 minute.
Well, they can save the end of each of their turns.
Yeah, you can remake the save, though. Yeah. Zareth, you just kind of looked over your shoulder and you saw Apollo grow limp in the grasp of one of these crustaceans.
Did the thing drop Apollo on the floor?
No, he's still in his grasp. So,
In that case, I'm going to disengage,
alright, bonus action disengage.
move over here, and try to get Borden out of the clutches of the thing.
Alright, so you're trying to get your living friend out. So go ahead and make your attack.
And that is 22 hits with 10 damage and 4 sneak attack.
That'll work. Yeah, you get it. You get that. So 14 points of damage as you slide behind Borden, getting away from the one that you were currently on and just trying to assist him to kind of get this crustacean to loosen its grip. Do you want to make a second attack on it? It still has Borden.
I use my bonus action to disengage, so I
Oh,
can't.
that's true. That's true. Yeah. Good. Good on you. Good on you. So that'll finish your turn there, right?
Yes.
Oscar, and you just watch Apollo get slammed or get crushed. These crustaceans are a little bit hardier than what you're used to. So what do you want to do?
I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on the hand that's holding Apollo.
Alright. Alright, go ahead and make your attack. As you raise up your own hand to thrust out the ray of frost. It shoots sideways and misses him. Or maybe it just scrapes the top of his crustacean head, but he doesn't feel the thing. Anything else for your turn?
I'm going to run up to right beside the crustacean and kind of like slide up to him. And I'm going to shoot upward toward his head with a quicken spell of Scorching Ray.
Alright, go ahead and make your attacks.
Higher level.
Yep, what level?
3.
Alright, go ahead and make your attacks. Add your levels. All that doohickey stuff. So you go into a pose and you start swinging out 3 Scorching Rays. 2 of them hit.
You and the ones.
4 hit.
Yeah, I know.
The 2, 3 hit. And that's a 1? Oh, let me roll something for you, friend. That
The
ray
Ray
of
of
Second
Frost
one.
and Scorching Ray.
Alright, well, let me do a
It
couple
is 3
things.
ones for the magic missile, and then another one for the magic missile at the higher level.
Well, magic missile is just magic missile.
Yeah, no, it's damaged, so he rolled one.
Yeah, I
spell,
rolled-
magic missile
I
damage.
rolled a level 2 magic missile and got all
Mhm.
4 ones.
But the Ray of Frost and Scorching Ray were range attacks. They're in the medium range threat, so basically you did no real threat. Like, they didn't go off and blow something up. The Scorching Ray singes a railing, but it quickly gets puttered out, so no need to worry about that. So for the 3 that did hit, go ahead and roll me damage. That's a total of 39. You
It comes
start.
back.
Yeah, you start heating this crustacean up. Let me double check something, make sure their immunities. Alright, doesn't do any extra damage then. Alright, cool. Yeah, it kind of howls at you. I'm going to make a constitution check, DC 15. Since you did a decent amount of damage to it. Drop Apollo. However, it maintains its grip on Apollo. Anything else for your turn? I believe that's it, right?
Yeah, I don't have enough movement to actually get back up.
Alright, so with that, Borden, you're in its grips. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to get out.
Alright. You will use your action, I believe. Athletics or acrobatics.
Good.
Does he get help because I whacked the thing? Does
You
he get
didn't-
advantage
you-
for
you
it or
did-
so?
You didn't do enough damage. That will break it, though, I believe.
It was a 14.
Yep, it was 14. You got
DC.
15, so you managed to free yourself from the grips. You still have your bonus action now and your movement. What do you want to do?
That's bonus action.
Alright, go ahead and roll me damage. So 11 points of damage as the wind chimes come down once more and beat up against this crustacean. It's looking rough, as far as you can tell.
And then I'm going to stand right here because I'm between my 2 allies, and one of them is needing help.
Yeah.
So no movement.
As we come up to the Chul's turn. Pulling pulling Apollo's corpse over with him, still in his grasp. He's going to try to go after Oscar. However, since one of his clutches are occupied, he can only make 1 attack against Oscar. 14 hit.
18 does hit.
Oh, are you on the ground?
Yeah, I slid over here on the ground. That way
Alright.
I can shoot up and away from the wood.
Alright, gotcha. So 13 bludgeoning, and I need a DC 14 escape. Either athletics or acrobatics. And with that, this jewel has now 2 of your party members in its grasp. And you took 13 bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. DC 13. Alright, so you feel these tentacles kind of come over your body and start lashing against you, but the poison doesn't take effect as you kind of resil yourself against that effect. Apollo, I need a death saving throw. Alright. That's a success. Sarah. You are in a pincer attack with pincers coming after you. What do you want to do?
I'm going to hit.
I really hate to be a nudge here and interrupt, but did we completely glaze over the 2 trolls above?
Oh, did
with
I?
me and Zara?
Yeah, let me go back to that. I was too excited to hit Oscar. I totally got giddy. So 2 on Zareth, or 2 on Zareth will be at advantage due to flanking. 21 and 25. I need you to make escape checks for me. Success, I need you to make another one. Success, good for you. So they come clamping down on you. First one hits, you take 12. Second one hits, you take 14. And as they try to clamp you in, you kind of squeeze out again. And you squeeze out of the second one. You're managing to duck out of it. But you're looking worse for wear. You're almost out of breath. And it's like, God, is this going to end? So that will... Okay, then I need to do 2 on Borden. No flanking because he is out of the alignment.
It is time to fail another athletics check, guys.
Yeah, and you gotta do it twice. Go ahead and roll me that. Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
Hey.
Just take damage today. 22 points of bludgeoning damage as they crush you. Your buckler was unable to deflect the attacks, but both of them kind of clamp on you. You reach down with all your might and pull them off. And then you're just sitting there in this strain of damage that you just taken. So... Now we come to Zara. What do you want to do, Zara? Or actually...
Yeah, I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself.
Sounds like a plan. We're
No,
going to do
it's
that.
your-
I'm going to have perceptions made down below. Alright, never mind. Oh, actually, I have sheets. So you heal yourself for 7 points of damage. And that's an action. What else do you want to do?
And then I'm going to hit the guy to my right. 23 for 17 damage.
So you crash with your left hand into this crustacean, getting a crack on it. It's looking hurt, but still, these are some hardy creatures. Let's see here.
Borden, do your thingy.
Oscarin's turn, though.
Did he just... Okay, never mind. I thought he was good board.
No, I didn't. Borden's below you.
Okay, I need to get out of the grass first.
Okay, so you're going to use your action to make an escape. I need acrobatics or athletics. DC is not met. So you are still in its grasp. Anything else for your turn?
Is there any way that I can, like, is he holding me down below or up above?
He's kind of got you in between, like in the middle, like your arms are above him. You're technically grappled, which means you could still cast spells, however you burned your action trying to get out of it. So all you had...
is... okay, yeah.
Yeah, you still have your bonus action. Is that it? Alright, Borden.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Fear not, the wind is on our side. Everyone gets 35 points of HP.
So, activating the
60 feet.
Buckler of Kazuya, you give everybody 35 HP. Nice. Hell, why am I even worried? So everybody gets 35.
Because that's the biggest heal I have on me.
And you know what, Apollo? You are awake with 35 HP. Alright, so you activate the shield as your action. What else do you want to do?
Try to keep those chimes ringing. They haven't let me down yet.
Yep, go ahead
I spoke too soon.
Yeah, the chimes go the bump, but they kind of miss the beat out on this one, and they kind of thud off the heavy protrusion of the crustaceous skin that it has. Noticing you being Healy, we'll go ahead and start with that. 2 on Borden. And I take it they both hit, right?
Yeah.
And nice. And
Fuck.
grappled. Yeah. So 18 points of bludgeoning damage as you push the first claw off you, and then you feel the second one clamp around you, and you're like trying to get it, but this guy's got like a good grip. It must be piercing into like a overlap on your armor, and it's just kind of holding you in place. Zareth went AFK. I will come back to his turn. So with this jewel on the south, he has one in one hand, one in the other. He's going to try to clamp down and, just do the damage. Technically, he, I probably could. We'll just roll with advantage. First one will be Apollo, and the second one is Oscar. 18 hit on Apollo.
Yeah.
Alright, so you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. 18 points of bludgeoning damage to Oscar. I need you both to make constitution checks as this thing lashes out tentacles trying to slap you with its poison. That's a save? That's a save. Good for you guys. So you're not paralyzed.
Do you want me to make one as well since he caught me with the second?
Yeah, go ahead and make... Yeah, I forgot. Go ahead and do that. Thank you for being honest. And the paralyzation...
I'm paralyzed.
Yeah. The paralyzation that... see, Apollo was originally poisoned, but he made the save, so he'll be able to go
I was
ahead.
already paralyzed.
So you saved from it. I'll let you save from it. It's all good. And we'll paralyze Borden.
Wait, no. I have advantage on poison saves. Dwarf.
It
doesn't matter.
You're a dwarf. You're immune to poison, aren't you?
It's resistance. Advantage on saving throws and resistance to half damage.
Okay, so you're poisoned. Sorry, friend. So I'll go ahead and redo that. Use that.
I figured it wouldn't matter.
So you're grappled and held there. Zareth, I was coming back to you. So pincer attack with advantage. Wow, you look well with advantage though. 22 hits. The other one missed. So one tries to clamp at you. You duck under it. Second one comes at you. It hits you. However, you only take 14 points of bludgeoning damage and manage to get out of the grip. And these things are just slithering ever closer, trying to close the distance in even further, trying to herd you all together. Hollow?
Uh-huh.
You woke up. You're like, oh, new life. Oh god, these stupid tentacles again. But you managed to get out of it. So go ahead and what would you like to do?
I'm gonna try something. It's a little... actually, no. I'm gonna throw down a... let's see. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm indecisive.
You better figure it out. I might have to put a timer. 10, 9, 8, 7? You need some advice? I mean,
I'm just
you're
gonna-
grappled.
I'm just gonna cast Vicious Mockery on the one that's grappling me.
Alright, go ahead and, let's see, I make a DC save of, go ahead and post it. Wisdom save. You're not terrible at it. And they fail.
Yes, they are.
Well, they're not, like, negative. So, Vicious Mockery just... Isn't there something special about that? Is
It just makes him have disadvantage on the next attack.
Alright, so he'll have disadvantage. Which will be a straight roll if you're still in his grip. So, which action you use? Is Vicious Mockery an action or a bonus action?
It's an action.
Alright, so what do you want to do? Anything else?
That'll be all.
That'll be it for Apollo. We come to Zareth. You there, Zareth? Are you muted?
Zareth just died in real life. Apparently. We cannot hear you on our cards reconnecting.
Either disconnect, reconnect. Yeah. So, first swing's gonna be a miss, though.
You're lighting up, but still can't hear you.
Technical difficulties, friends. Bear with as we get that cleared up. Yeah, I can move on to Oscar. You guys go on the same turn. What do you want to do?
Okay, so how is
Hello?
he holding me?
Hey,
Hey.
you're back.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
holding you. Your arms are over his claws. Your legs are dangling underneath. He's lifting you up in the air.
I was talking about in relation to the other two.
Like Apollo's on the
Like,
other
can I
arm.
see the other two?
Yeah, you can see him.
He would be moving me around, so I'd still be at disadvantage. I'm just going to weigh the odds and hope that a few hit. So I'm just going to point upward at his face and cast Scorching Ray.
Yep, I'll be at disadvantage, so go ahead. As you point blank shot these.
One level higher.
Alright. So, not bad, not bad. First one hits, second one miss, third
Ignore
one
that last
hits,
one. I get on
fourth
keyboard.
one hits. Yeah, you got 3 out of 4. So go ahead and roll me damage for 3. How do you want to do this?
I want to turn its head into charcoal.
So you fire off these 3 scorching rays. A small hole starts to develop in the crustacean's head. The hole gets bigger as the inside of its brain starts to show. And then boom, on the third shot, his whole inside of his head kind of explodes on itself. And then its body falls limp, letting go of both you and Apollo. As you both hit the ground, you're both prone at the moment. So whenever it comes to your turn, you'll have to stand back up.
I'm going to stand back up, and
Alright.
before I use my... so they're both being held by, the two.
Only a
I
warden
am.
is.
Okay, I'm
'cause-
going to use my
You're gonna use what?
movement to get up,
Alright, yeah, you do that. You got 15 feet.
and I'm going to move a little bit,
By all means, go right ahead.
and then I'm going to use a quicken spell to cast another Scorching Ray, not enhanced at all, just relative
Alright, go ahead and roll
on
your
the one
attack.
that's holding Borden.
Quick question, Borden. Spiritual weapon isn't concentrated, right? I think we had this conversation.
It is not concentration.
Alright,
No,
just
it
double
is a
checking.
1 minute duration.
Gotcha. Alright, so you cast Quicken Spell, Scorching Ray. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. Nice.
Yeah, let me take out the disadvantage.
I don't even know why you guys even bother doing that. I mean, just leave it on advantage. Hit, miss. So 24, not bad. So you do some severe damage to this guy. I'll go ahead and roll a Constitution check to see if it holds on to your friend. DC 15. Alright, he maintains a grapple on Borden. Anything else for your turn, Oscar? I believe that's it, right?
If I still have the movement, I'm going to kind of get low and, lay on, go into a crouching position or a laying down position.
You're fine. So you're gonna go back prone?
Yes.
Sarah.
I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And then slide underneath the pincer that is holding Borden to here.
Okay.
And try to attack the pincer that is holding me, keeping him grappled.
Alright, make the attack roll. Okay. How do you want to do this?
I only have one attack, so I just cut off its arm, and it bleeds to death, I guess.
Alright, so as you slice down, you manage to jam your blade right through the crustacean's arm, and at the elbow piece, it kind of snaps off, and then the fiery damage that hit it earlier just kind of subsides with the pain that it's now suffering in the arm, and it grows limp and falls over dead. Alright, anything else for your turn? I believe that's it. Moving on to Borden.
I get to do nothing but save at the end of my turn because paralysis.
Go ahead and make a saving throw. However, you are prone on the ground.
Saving throws aren't affected by how you sit for Constitution.
No, you get to save again. It's the paralyzation. And with that, your turn ends with you coming out of it, so you'll be able to act on your next turn.
No, I won't, because that fucker's gonna hit me.
Yeah, because your rogue friend decided to leave you there. However, he doesn't get advantage anymore, so there is that.
Hey, I cut the pincer off that was holding you.
I'm pretty sure he gets advantage because I'm prone.
Ooh, that is true. Well, it looks like he hits both times, so go ahead and give me some checks. As you take 23 points of damage, and the second claw grabs you back up. Make another Constitution saving throw. Well, at least you resisted that time. Let me use that one. That one seems better. Apollo. 2 of these things are dead. One of them just grappled Borden again. He's like a Pong that's going around now.
They're literally playing hot potato with a dwarf.
What would Apollo like to do?
Apollo would just like to cast Vicious Mockery again.
I don't know why you guys are just holding on to these spells.
Because I haven't had a chance for you to cast it since I decided I'd wait a turn.
Yeah, that's what you get for waiting. Anything else on your turn, Apollo?
That'll be all.
That'll be it. Sarah, your turn. And I get a message. Hang on. Hello. Hello?
Well, let's just move over here then.
Hello?
Yeah?
He's on his phone right now.
There we go. Back up again. Sorry about that. I was screwing around with that telemarketer.
I'm not paralyzed anymore, so I'm gonna cook you like a fucking lobster
Yeah, so...
as I'm being flailed about.
You just wait till it's my go. Alright. Oh, hey, can you hear me?
So, I move next to the guy.
Got to
that's holding-
unmute myself.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Alright, I'm back actually. I got done messing with a telemarketer.
So I move next to the guy that's holding Paladin, and I attack it twice.
Oh, go ahead and make your attack rolls. Hit.
17 for 18 damage,
Oh, not to kill
and
it yet.
13 for 8.
I don't think 13 hits, does it?
No, 13 does not hit. So you slap your main hand sword into it, but the second one gets repelled off the hard shell. Not enough damage to try to free him, though, unfortunately. Oscar.
Yes.
Yeah, your turn.
I am going to stand back up.
Yeah?
Go over here and cast a Ray of Frost on the one still standing.
Alright, go ahead and roll that attack. That will hit. Go ahead and do some damage. And I believe he loses 10 feet of movement, which, you know, he hasn't really felt like moving.
Yes, he does.
But we'll try to remember that in case he does. Oh, excuse me. Borden.
Go ahead and get the bonus action out the way.
So you
You want to move it across the dead body.
15. There you go. So the chimes come bellowing down, dealing 9 points of damage. Anything else? As it
Probably
still,
going to be a
still remains alive.
effort in the utility. Hey, I'm free.
Hey, you broke free, and you fall to the ground prone. Or actually, no, you fall to the ground on your feet. Sorry.
I can fall prone. I'm standing up anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're fine. And that'll be the end of your turn, right?
Yep, that's all I can do.
Let me roll something real quick. I'm indecisive today. It's gonna go down fighting. Alright,
Why am I marked for death?
because you're next.
Because I'm next, okay.
Honestly, I don't know. I think I clicked it on accident or something. I'll fix it later. Let's see if you live. As it comes clamping out for you once more.
This guy can eat dick.
Yeah, he's trying to eat something. 24 points of bludgeoning damage. I need 2 escapes.
You gonna roll it for me? There's one.
Oh, second one catches you. But you take...
And I'm paralyzed unless I can save. There we go.
Well, you'll have to save on the next one. Or you get advantage. Yeah, so, alright, cool. So you're just grappled. Let me take that bad boy off. Ooh, you're looking rough for once.
Wait.
Hello?
Apollo, you cast Vicious Mockery on that guy, right?
That is true.
The
Doesn't he
nose
then
would have
get
both missed.
disadvantage?
Bring that stuff up and you'll get it.
Oh, it's only one.
Oh no, it's disadvantage, isn't it? Just on one. So go ahead and
Just on
take
the
12
one
off.
attack.
And, well, that would keep you from getting grappled at that point, then. Or would it? Yeah.
I mean, I'll take the grapple. He did land a square hit, and that was the save for the hit that I actually ended up taking.
Alright, if you want to go with that, I'll go with that as well.
I mean, if we cancel out the first attack, that first save is irrelevant then. Because that was for the first attack.
But you are still paralyzed.
No, I'm grappled, not paralyzed.
Well, the tentacles still get you on a grapple.
Yes, but I have advantage.
Oh, yeah,
on
that's
save
right. I
while roll
apologize.
2.
You're right. I forgot. Sorry. We rewinded too far back, and I completely forgot that advantage thing. All right, Paulo, your turn. What do you want to do?
Someone kill this fucking lobster.
Mock it to death.
You're gonna mock it to death. Oh man, let's throw a guy here. Well, that'll hit him. Let's see what you do. Not enough to kill him though, but he's definitely reeling from it. He's looking pretty hurt. He looks like he's getting to the last end of his life as he kind of pulls Borden around, wailing him around left to right, waving him in the air in a giant figure 8. What else do you want to do, Apollo?
That'll be all.
Zareth,
Okay, I'm gonna smack the thing twice again.
go right ahead. That's... How do you want to do this?
Can I cut off its head?
You certainly can. So you come reaching around and you're like, let go of my friend, or however you want to do it. And you spiral that blade right through its neckline and it just snaps as you make contact. It forces it all the way through, sitting the crustacean's head, chuddling down onto the ground, spiraling as its corpse falls over. And Borden is now freed from its grips for good. And with that, you can definitely hear commotion on the other side, that things are starting to kind of die down. Everybody seems to be doing fine. Did you get yours? Barlow shouts from one side of the deck.
Yeah, we got them. Are they good for eating?
I don't know. These things look nasty as all can get.
Well,
just
I would
big
like
lobsters,
to
right?
extract their poison.
I'm going to go around checking the ship for fires that I might have caused.
Alright. And what's everybody else doing?
Since I'm proficient with the Poisoneer's Kit, can I extract their poison?
I'm not sure that you could, because technically it's embedded in the tentacles. I don't think you'd be able to extract it, so to speak. Like, it's part of the tentacles lashing on.
If I extract the storage area, like the poison sac that flows through it, or is it just the slime on the tentacles that's paralyzing?
I mean, even if it's a slime, you could try to like scrape it off with a knife, but I feel like it'd be more survivable than poisoner.
Yeah, well,
And keeping that slime good then would
I will say
for a
go
long
ahead
time
and
would help.
roll survival, because this is you getting close to something. Yeah, you can't figure out how to do it. It's just beyond you. You try to go in there. Tentacles seem to be dead weight now, as they kind of curl up and kind of wilt away, and it leaves you no room to actually do anything with. So extracting their poison, it's like as soon as they died, it's like their poison glands just kind of swelled up and wilted away.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, too bad. These giant corpses that are on the deck now, everybody's trying to debate whether or not they're edible. These are aberrations. And I would say they are not.
They're like big damn lobsters with weird tentacle faces.
Yeah. Not knowing the architect of their bodies and what is edible, what isn't. Aberrations are pretty much like eating black ichor. There's no point in doing that. So the captain will instruct everybody to take the corpses to the edge of the ship and just throw them overboard.
Ah, yes, let's chum the water for the sharks.
Yeah, why not? We're fixing to leave this
Unless
area
even the sharks won't eat them. Say, unless the sharks even won't eat these, but...
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
put them back where they came from is basically what he's saying. So things start to die down. The crew starts spending time chupping these things off, or throwing them off the deck, getting them off the boat, and
I'll help with prestidigitation to clean the deck of all the blood that I'm assuming went everywhere.
not a problem. Yeah, fairly enough. Like most of the crew, after chucking them off, they start going around, swabbing the deck, getting it all cleaned up, refinishing everything. Barlow, he's constantly going around his ship looking for nicks and tears and anything, and you can see him occasionally casting mending, trying to fix up any little detail that's not too big. The ship did not take any severe damage. There's no idea why these things jumped on the deck, but it might have just been a random attack. As it gets closer and closer to afternoon hours, we're looking at about 3 or 4 in the afternoon as all this clears up. The deck is finally back in order. The ship is still going full
You can
speed
give
ahead.
Smiley back to the captain.
Okay, Smiley, you can come back now. And we can go ahead and take that off you. What would the rest of you like to do now that the time is yours?
Borden, is there anything about those creatures in that book that you have that Oscar bought?
Why don't you take a look and I'll hand him the book.
Alright, so you get the Ocean Survival Book. Matter of fact, I think I put it in your inventory now. Do you see that?
Yeah, Ocean Survival.
Yeah. So you kind of see like what it says there. Let me see, where are those items though? I need them.
Hey, so there was an author. We did find that out.
Yeah, I managed. Like I said, I spent time thinking about it. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, one
If
of
I
the
find
things.
that bastard, I'm popping him in the head for being such a dumbass.
Yeah, so you find the author's name somewhere in this book finally, and it's Evan Sillywarber. And the the book is written terrible, horrible long sentences, bad structuring, roundabout ways of repeating what they already said once or twice. The script wording is just gibberish. How long do you want to spend reading this book?
Can I do anything with it?
I need to know how long you could tolerate reading this book.
Well, if I'm investigating with thief cans from back from front to end, then probably an hour or two, maybe.
Let me get a. Let's see here. That's something else. An investigation from you. You spend an hour reading through this book, however, none of this stuff makes sense to you. You're basically hitting on the same thing that Borden and Oscar's been hitting. It's like this book has no meaning. It has no, grasp of reality or whatnot. It's not making any sense. There's even, a couple of chapters that look like they repeat themselves, and you're kind of flipping back and forth. Is he saying the same thing twice? What the hell's going on here? Is he just putting fillers in here? So, yeah, you spend an hour trying to figure that out, but you can't get anything else out of it.
Okay, I put it in my backpack with the rest of my stuff.
Alright, but yeah, you do manage to find and point out the Borden. You manage to find and point out that the author's name is Evan Sillywarber. So,
Borden, I did find the author's name here. What was it again? Damn it. Silly Water.
Sillywarber.
Damn, that book is mind-numbing.
It's not even bad enough to put me to sleep.
So I will just go ahead and put this in everybody's. Yeah.
And is anyone roughed up before we fully leave, the whole combat-y bit?
As you stand up, worse for wear yourself, and you're like, is anybody hurt?
Oscar has a few scratches, but nothing major.
Well, I'm moderately hurt.
So I asked if anyone was hurt because where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, I put that spell card.
So you'll spend 10 minutes doing a prayer of healing. So go ahead and roll that for them. 2d8 plus your spell casting ability, which equals 15. So 15 HP to everybody. As he kind of prays over everybody and offers you a prayer of healing.
So if there's any of the crew that got injured, we've only got 4 of us right here, so 2 of them could have pipped in.
So with that, you kind of add in a couple members that seem to have gotten hurt on your side of the deck, at least. But it looks like Barlow's going around with most of the other hands, making sure everybody's okay, and you can kind of see him casting every now and then a similar feat of sorts. Barlow will just belch out to you guys like, sorry for this journey getting interrupted, but you know how it is on the ocean. There's no telling what's going to happen. You guys did good keeping your own toes together, so good on you. Any interactions? Anything you guys want to do? I mean...
Yeah, I just got done with the 10-minute thing, so I didn't know if anyone else was going to pipe in.
So you've run into those things before?
Oh, we run into all sorts of things on the ocean. One time, we had to fight a Leviathan. That was fucking awesome.
Really? You gotta tell me about that.
Well, wasn't technically us, but we did outrun it after the aid of those 2 brothers. Azalea could probably tell you about it. She was probably up close to it.
Was that when she fell in the water?
I think so, yeah. Something like that must have happened. But she had a good crew that they came with, and they took care of her, along with the rest of the crew. Pretty able-bodied, for the most part. I wonder what they're all doing now.
Well, we ran into the Neo a while ago.
Well, how's that old fuck doing?
He was locked up in a temple.
That sounds like some shitty business for him. Man, sorry to hear that.
Then he got out, he was mad, we brought him to Timor, and we split ways.
Well, maybe he'll need a ferry somewhere, who knows. But anyway, you boys might want to take a rest or something. No telling what else might pop up. But we'll keep a close eye on the ocean just in case something else crazy happens. I take it I can rely on you guys in case something bigger comes along, right?
We'll help out.
Alright then.
We'll hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, we all do. I wonder why they came here, though, and there's, like, whispers and mutters between him and Smiley, and Smiley's like, no telling, boss, no telling. I just don't figure it out, whatever it is.
Oh, I'm going to insight check that.
Well, honest, shady character, but he must be telling the truth to at least Barlow. But, yeah, you guys are free to do whatever you want. Like, I need you guys to, like, the quiet ones, I need you guys to speak up. Like,
grabbing a short rest?
Yeah, you can start working on a short rest. I need to know what Dancing Light, as a whole, everybody who is playing this game with me, kind of chime in. Let me know what your character's doing. Okay?
Why do I roll D6s?
I don't know. You can click on the hit die if you're rolling your hit dice. But Paulo and
I
Oscar,
just had 6 in the brain.
Yeah, Paulo and Oscar, are you doing anything as things settle down? Is there
I'm
anything
doing
you
a
want
short
to?
rest too.
All right. Is there anything you're wanting to think about, discover, or something? I mean, you just fought 3 crustaceans. Do you want to know if you know anything? I mean, let's play some D&D, guys.
Not really on those.
All right.
Apollo, sort of escaping death, is just gonna take a breather, try and relax.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your hit dice. You're free to do that. You guys spend the next hour just kind of chilling out on the deck then? Or do you go below?
I'll
I'm
stay
gonna
above.
sit on the deck just in case.
What were you saying, Apollo?
I'm just gonna stay on above deck.
Alright. Alright, so... Go ahead, Sarah.
I'm going to pray the captain for that Leviathan story.
You're gonna prime for more of it?
Yes, but we can do that off screen.
Well, no. I mean, everybody's free to do what they want.
It's
That's what
happening on screen.
Yeah, go ahead. We're good to go. Do you want to know more about the Leviathan? What do you want to know?
How big is it?
Oh, huge! It's a giant serpent. I don't even know how to describe it. It's Leviathan. It's big, huge, colossus.
Yes, that's what I heard as well. But you've seen it. You must know something more. What color was it?
No, it looked like it was like blue scales and white scales with long whiskers in the front. Just came out beating after us. And the next thing I know, that silver-haired kid and the black-haired kid jump out of my ship, go racing across the water like they're a bunch of hooligans, and all of a sudden this big, bright, gray light just kind of ignites as the two of them kind of clash into the Leviathan, and it fell over. It just fell over. Oh yeah, those two went unconscious at that point, didn't they? Yeah, boss, that was funny as hell, wasn't it? I kind of remember something like that. We were gonna leave them, but Azalea wouldn't let me. So we picked them back
She
up.
doesn't seem the part to leave people behind.
Yeah, that's something she's good for. She was in the right. Shouldn't have been thinking that, but that was a younger me who was just thinking about the ship. But it was a crazy story at the time.
I can imagine.
I'd be close enough to hear him mention your silver-haired one, right?
Yeah, you guys can definitely catch wind of this because you're all on deck and he's not concealing his conversation. He's quick to bellow and boast. He's good for that.
So since Oscar and I are the only ones that know of Sparrow at all, I think now's a great time to let the party in. And drawing the conjecture that, yeah, that was probably Sparrow with Deneo there.
The same Sparrow that he wanted to know when we met him in that temple thingy?
One and the same, I believe.
So then, according to what Azalea told us, that is then his brother.
Yes.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as you guys are starting to cruise along, you can see in the distance as the ship is pulling out further, you can see storm clouds on the horizons. And you can hear Captain Barlow he's just going, God damn it. Thought we were going to be clear all day, but we might have to deal with a storm. Alright, get everybody ready, batten down the hatches and whatnot, and get everything situated so in case we run across wild waves, everything doesn't go flying. And Smiley nods and heads below deck to try to get whatever preparations they need started. You can see.
If only I was a higher level cleric that could,
control the weather.
have my. Yeah.
Yeah. But at this point, you're at the mercy of it. So, yeah, you see.
I start helping the crew tying things down on deck.
Sure, you could do that. So yeah, they're definitely like adjusting the sails. They're going through, making sure that any cargo that's on top deck is definitely tied down, not going to move. Keeping everything in place. There's members running in and out of the bottom part of the ship, as you can see them battening down the hatches as far as like securing the mess hall and securing supplies, making sure everything is in a place to where it won't rattle around and make a big old mess. Is there anything Dancing Lights wants to do besides helping the crew?
I'm going to go ahead and head down.
Alright. heading down below deck. Are you doing anything in particular, or are you just going to go to your room? What's the idea?
I'm just going to my room.
All right. Anything you're doing in the meantime to pass the time, or what's the plan?
Uh, can I, the book I gave Warden, is that on him? Or that's...
I think Zareth has pocketed the book right now.
Yep, I has it.
And the other one?
Warden has it.
The doll maker, yeah, I've got a hold of that one right now if you want to go study it.
I'm going to go to one of them. I'll get the doll maker.
Okay, so you're going to take the doll maker. All right. And you're going to spend time reading that?
Yeah.
All right. It's open in the journal if you haven't read through it yet, I believe. Anything else anybody else is doing? Zareth is zipping around with the rest of the crew trying to help out. Borden, Apollo, what's your plan?
I'll make for my room since we've had our little discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Just offer a prayer for the coming storm. Be like, you know, this could be bad. So, you know, any help, any, you know, I'm not asking for help, but I'm asking for help if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, praying
It's
for
like
a safe journey.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. As you're walking down to your room, you kind of notice the door open to Azalea's room where Lindsay is just kind of sitting there. And you can kind of peek in and see Rachel is fast asleep.
I won't interrupt that. Good to know, though. I won't interrupt, but it's good to know.
And your passive perception is...
Ridiculously high since I took the feat.
You can almost swear you can hear the words thief, but there's nobody around to say it.
That's a 19 on the passive perception.
You know, just throne stealer, thief. It's like whatever was maybe haunting her is now trying to be more verbal because maybe your shielding is doing something to alter something.
Well, he can't get his main target, so it's going to go after everyone else, of course.
But it's like nobody's voice you recognize, and it seems to be kind of dissonant in a way, just kind of like it's not there, but it's like far away or sounding. It just sounds like somebody's echoing this from afar.
Fun. Let's see where this goes.
But you go back to your room, and it's just very random that you might hear it again, but it's becoming kind of unnoticeable. What's everybody else doing?
Can I pick up a couple of knots that the sailors make that they use to tie stuff down?
I'm gonna say it's... if you want, I guess. Want to make an intelligence check?
Sure.
And then if you're gonna do the knot, I'll... yeah, you can't pick it up. Like, the guy's like, look, I ain't got time to teach you this knot. If you can't pick it up on the first try, you're just gonna have to go. We got things to do. And they kind of leave you to it. It's like, don't worry, we got this. You go do whatever you're doing. You're a passenger. Remember that? Go, 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 go. We got this. Yeah, so you weren't able to pick up on the knot. Paulo, what are you doing? You're muted? Or JFK?
Keeps
Not
lighting
lights.
up.
I guess he walked away then.
But the volume of his microphone went down since we started. Because he keeps lighting up, but I
No,
don't hear
he's
anything.
probably got it open, but he probably walked away. So it's just picking up random sounds or something. So with that, you guys kind of go in your own places and just kind of rest and relax. Storm's starting to hit. You can hear loud thunder cracks as it grows closer and closer, and then the ship starts to seethe, or lift to one side and lift to the other as the waves get uneven and unbearing. The ship starts going up and down, and anybody who might have like a motion sickness, twerk, or anything would probably be severely affected. As the waves of the ocean become more and more wild and harder to bear for just anyone in general who hasn't been on the sea. Tell you what, let's go ahead and do constitution checks all around. Dwarf gets advantage.
It's not poison.
No, but it's like constitution, that's your thing.
Guy that hasn't been on the boat.
But he hasn't been on the sea.
He's a dwarf, he's shorter than you. Let me fucking have my thing.
Because I'm shorter, my head isn't moving around as much.
Yeah,
There's less room for the angles.
Yeah, and he's stockier, so his positioning kind of gives him advantage. Alright, Zara, this sea water moving around, it's just, yeah, you're losing focus on everything now. You're starting to feel really sick. It's not too terrible. I mean, it's really affecting you as far as your attention span goes, and you're just feeling these uneasiness. You don't feel like you're about to vomit or anything like that. You're able to keep that down, but you're definitely getting disoriented just from the simple fact that these waves are really overtaking you. Moving along.
I think Star gave me advantage because he feels bad about the damn trolls.
Nah, I don't feel bad about that. What are you talking about? Nobody died. I was happy. I was like, well, okay, that worked.
Nobody died, but they played dwarvish hot potato for 3/4 of the fight.
Well, I was surprised they were able to, so...
It was fun.
It was good. Something else. Alright, so, quick question. You guys need to take a break or anything while we're at the 2 3/4 of an hour mark?
Yes, please.
Let's go ahead and take a quick break then. Yeah, I need to double check something.
10,
So yeah, let's take 5 minutes. We'll be back here shortly. We'll get right back into it. We might do another hour, maybe half hour, kind of depending. And we'll see if we can't get to where we need to go. So I shall return. I just need to go check on something. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves if you're not going anywhere.
I'm really told about taking my PC with me because that's the joy of playing on a laptop.
That's cool.
So I'm kind of excited for when Leo comes back. We get to see how disappointed he is.
I have a great character plan. Oh, you were by. God damn.
He just whispered me on Discord. I was like, nope. Yeah. He's like, am I alive? I'm like, yes. And I give you a big yellow handprint on your face. I really hope that sticks. To the resurrection magic, so that he permanently has a yellow handprint on his face.
Wait, can't you just prestidigitation illusion on face for an hour? And just keep on doing it since it's freaking a cantrip?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure if we really wanted to, we could give him a form of neurosis. Make the cantrip so only he can see it. The illusion only to him.
That would be brilliant. And he has a permanent reminder not to go swim in heavy armor.
Oh, yeah.
What level is Alter Self?
What spell?
I think the
Alter
problem with
self?
that is it's
Oh.
alter self,
It's
not
a
alter
level
other.
2 or 3, if I remember correctly.
I need to go AFK for a couple of minutes here. I'll be right back.
Better hurry. Told you 5.
Oh God! Please stop cracking. God.
Alrighty. What'd I miss? So Leo's already like, damn it, I'm alive.
Yeah, so we're going to prestidigitation, the yellow handprint on his face forever since and
You guys are just asking for chaos.
I will try to be with him every time he looks into a room.
Oscar, you can move the illusion a little bit, right? Because
I can make it do what I want.
if it would start waving at people as he walks by or flipping someone off when he gets mad.
Oh my god.
I could just get the silent image.
let,
Just like,
let me look at it. I'll check this.
Are we really gonna fuck with him this much?
Yes, do it.
Oh no.
no, it doesn't say the size of the sigil that I have to like put. So
So we have theoretically a yellow handprint mood ring on Leo's face.
As long as you're within 10 feet of him.
do you want me to just like whenever he gets mad, just turn it red?
Yes.
Turn it red and have it flip someone off in the general area.
Yeah.
You know, I know this is all talk. I'll wait to see if you actually do this.
Okay. I mean, I haven't even went to check on him, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
So. I mean, he did that to himself. I mean, yeah, we got him up, but
Yeah.
yeah.
As far as you're concerned, you did more for him than he ever knows. Because you went down there not only to get him, but you also went down there to get the horseshoes.
I left the armor, though. He can go get his own armor.
Yeah, leave that armor. You'll have to replace it anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he's gonna be a pretty much naked half-orc paladin for the foreseeable future.
yeah, which means I'll have a good time hitting him if he gets back into combat.
Well, currently he's raised from the dead, so he has negative penalty and
Well,
pretty
considering how long
for
he might
about
be
3 days.
considering how long he might be unconscious, he might be able to
If you
come back with one penalty left or something. But we will
That'd
see
take
how...
about 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, we're trying to get through these selling trips. Like I told you, it's going to be a long ride. Even though I'm dragging through these guys, I ask them, are you doing something? Are you doing something? Come on, do something! I can't.
I have a question.
I can't
Can you
react
use
to you.
modify memory on someone and have it set to where they got like you can make them think they're under a transmutation spell to think they're in half orc, but they're really like a gnome or something.
If you want to be
That would be a really high
That'd be a
DC on
curse.
the modify memory. I mean, it's treated a lot like the regular curse to remove it. But if you want to completely rewrite life with a modify memory, I think there's like a DC 25 attached to that.
Alright, turn that faucet off.
Too bad it's a wizard. Or is it a ritual? If it's a ritual, I can still learn it.
I don't think you can ritual
Okay,
cast
so
modify memory.
that one's like, you have to do it this instant, otherwise you're going to get caught. So no ritual cast on that, I don't believe. It's a nasty spell though. I use it.
I know.
And that's how you know it's right.
And somebody should remember I'd used it on him.
I know. That's how you got the deck of many things away from me.
Oh yeah, that was it. Marlo, dude. Marlo.
And you tell someone that, oh, it's just a regular pack of cards. Oh, well, do you want to play a game?
Yeah. Marlo's looking out for you, dude. He didn't want you to die.
I'll tell you what, that'd be a hilarious thing to do. You play Go Fish with a deck of many things.
Yeah, he fucking pulled a card out. It's like, oh, you want to play? And he pulled out a card that managed to give him a magical item. See, this doesn't seem so bad. Let me pull out another one. No. You got lucky.
It's quite enough.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Wait,
just
you
anymore.
actually gave him the Beckman?
That was in a different campaign. That was our prelude campaign that I was, relearning the, 5th edition rules and everything, and me and Cutter and another friend were playing through it. So, yeah, kind of warmed up before we got into this mess.
And what a mess it's become.
This is actually good. I like the stories. Both
We
stories.
have kids with PTSD and hauntings and curses and psychopathic bullshit going on in their heads.
Yeah, it's perfect, right? Sarah, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Alright, let's get back into it since we got a lot of trip to do. Storm is starting to
Yes.
pick up, right? Let's get busy here. Get out of here, Brett.
Rick can stay, he just has to be quiet.
Yeah, well, STFU.
But like, that's the dangerous part. You're in a voice yet, so you just keep talking.
Alright, let's get back to the ship. For this section...
I didn't think we left the ship.
No, I medically did, but, you know, I'm just saying.
1d8 damage for annoying the GM.
I'm not that mean. I mean, there's stuff that's fixing to happen that I might force a little harder, but, you know. So the storm, let's talk about this. Zareth failed a Constitution save, so he's kind of feeling wheezy. However, it wasn't too bad to the point where he's just hurling over the deck, so you're managing. Everybody else, Apollo, are you here? Yeah? I don't hear a thing. Apollo? I see his thing lit up, but I don't hear you in Discord. Either leave the chat and come back, or if you're AFK, we'll put Apollo on auto. I don't know what to do with him. Alright. So moving back to the three of you, are you guys sharing a room? Are you in separate rooms? What's the situation?
I thought it was 2 to a room.
I thought we all got our own room, but yeah, no, we can get 2 to a room.
I mean, you know,
So-
you might want to have a conversation with each other or something to that effect.
Do I hear any screaming from like the storm, or no?
What's your passive?
11.
Yeah, you don't hear nothing. Now, if you want to
Okay.
be more perceptive to it, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
No, I'm just curious if anyone would, be scared of the storm at sea. Never mind.
Oh, I mean, if you're if you're just listening to hear if anybody's screaming, I mean, there's a lot of commotion going on. People are yelling at each other to get this and done, get that done. You know, just a bunch of back and forth. Orders are being given, and everybody else is just being told to kind of lay low. You know, keep a grip on things. You know, don't go tumbling around. So, yeah, you guys are free to have a discussion while whatever's going on deck is going on deck.
I'd like to preemptively wrap 50 foot of rope around my waist.
Sounds like a safe bet. Are you tying it off to something or what?
I have a loose end. I haven't tied it to anything yet.
Alright,
But it's attached to me, should we have to go overboard.
gotcha.
How long is the rope?
It's 50 feet.
I'll go about 25 foot in and start wrapping myself around the middle.
Alright. Zareth, do you want to get in on this chain
I'm
gang?
just going. Nope, I'm just laying in my cot, like going, oh, let it stop.
Alright, so as this storm continues,
Just to kill time, I'm going to touch a board on the bottom of the ship and cast invisibility on the board just so I have something to watch.
I
What, so
think it
you're
has-
gonna X-ray through the ship board?
I would think it would have to be a living being to go invisible.
You can cast
May-
invisibility on objects.
Does it say that? Let me check. Just regular invisibility?
I mean, I'm just doing it to pass the time.
Yeah, but it's still something you're doing, so let me check, make sure. If it says it has to be a creature you touch.
Okay.
It has to be a creature.
Never mind.
That's all I was saying. There's wording in there. So if it says creature, then no, you won't be able to do that. I mean, for flavor, I mean, we could, I guess. I mean, it's not hurting anything. I mean, do you really want to? I can. I mean, it's fine.
No, let's not waste the spell slot. Let's skip it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Well, that would be interesting, though.
So, continuing on, thunder, lightning, the storm is carrying on. All of a sudden you hear the voice that seems to be haunting Rachel get louder and louder as it echoes through the thunder. Thief of the throne! You will cede to the sea! And everybody's kind of looking on deck if you were happen to be up there. Like, there's a camera so zoning up on top and like, what the hell's going on? Do you hear that? Yeah, I hear that. Everybody's hearing this. Down with earth! And before long, there's this loud scream that says, "Storm Giants!"
I genuinely hope you're fucking with this.
I am going to go to Zareth and kind of get the ring back, please. Since you don't.
Sure.
But yeah, there was a loud scream yelling, "Storm Giants." What do you guys do?
I mean, that's a more or less a klaxon call, you know, pop up on deck. Oscar, you're coming with me. You got 25 foot of rope between us.
So you couldn't have gotten the ring then.
I could have got it before we went up.
In the other room.
Are you giving it to him or are you not?
Yeah, I'm giving it to him.
Alright then, we don't need to argue about this for 5 minutes. It's fine. Alright, cool. So, Barlow's kind of lost between himself as he finds himself between two storm giants wading through the ocean. Oh, shit. Where are them brothers when you need them? Apparently in Timor, sir. Shut up, Smiley. Barlow kind of notices these giants are just bringing down their giant hands, and they're pretty much stopping the vessel from even moving any further. And they're kind of calling out, "She's on your deck. You better bring her." What's this nonsense about? And your guys are, I don't know, you're down below, you're hearing these bellows. Barlow's trying to parlay with them. Hey, let's calm down, guys. We mean you no harm. We've been good to you guys in the long run. You might recognize us. This is the Firefox. We come through your ocean quite often. You know, we have good stuff here. You know, you guys and us, we get along, right? What's going on here? So, what do you guys want to do while that conversation's taking place?
Going to walk up to one of the giants.
You can't literally walk up to it.
But I'm going to go to the edge of the ship.
Alright, so yeah, you're going to the edge of the ship to look at these guys. Alright. And these guys are huge, standing up out of the water. Let me double check something. Huge giant is what the category is. I can't remember what that actually spells out in height. But yeah, these guys are just humongous. Totally colossal. Like, as they kind of tower over you. I mean, just his hands able to block the boat from going any further, like if it was a Hot Wheel. And, we were told that there's a girl on your vessel, and she's wanted. We must send her to be dealt with. And the other one kind of bells back. I don't know why we have to get involved with these mortal qualms, but this is what is asked of us.
By who?
Thunder kind of crackles through the air. They don't answer.
Hello?
As a matter of fact, they probably can't even hear you. Unless you actually project your voice somehow.
I'm going to use... how far away are their heads, I'm assuming?
Well, tell me how far up you want to go with them. I'll see what we
120 feet.
I would think thaumaturgy would definitely, like, if you wanted to raise your voice.
Or message.
Or, well, yeah, you could do message.
I don't have thaumaturgy.
Oh, okay. So, you cast a message, and what do you say?
Who sent you here? Do you even know the name of who you're looking for?
The goddess of the sea has sent us. And he bellows it out because he doesn't know where this voice is coming from. Levientia wants her. Says that she's after her throne. She's aboard your ship. Now either we tear your ship apart, or you hand her off to us. And then Zelia kind of comes up to the top of the deck to look with you guys, and Barlow's like, what do we do? Is he talking about that girl?
You have yet to say the name of the person that you're looking for, as I asked.
We don't know her name, we just know she's on your ship.
What does she look like?
Do we look like we carry around a portrait?
Then how do you know that you're here? I could give you some random person and you wouldn't know.
I can feel the lightning within this one. She's near. She has power of lightning. We must take her. That's the billows going between them as they're looking towards each other.
Not to try to argue the plot hook and device here, but the mind shielding prevents telepathy and divining of the location.
Yeah, but it doesn't block everybody that she's related to. And they're just basically
She has to
going back.
choose to let them in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they were pre-sent in this direction. And on top of that, the god is still aware of your ship. Though that might be giving away too much.
No, I was just trying to make sure I wasn't.
No, it's fine.
Completely,
It's
like,
questionable, but yeah. They, like, she's not the only one that became the target. That's why you were able to hear that voice. Because the presence is still there, even though she can't be, interfered with that. So they're going through more aggressive means. So, let's see. What are we going to do? I know, as far as Dancing the Light's concerned, the majority of the party may not care to give the girl up. But I know a few of you might.
Borden definitely cares about giving this girl up to God knows what.
Of course, Zelia as well. And
I'm not.
Barlow is in an opinion that I need to keep my ship intact. If she's got to go, she's got to go.
I roll with whatever.
If there's any kind of conversation you want to have with them, because I know that this
What do you plan after you... I will do another message. What do you plan to do to her once you have her?
I told you 4. Sorry, I interrupted.
Life happens, you deal with that.
She will be dealt with. She threatens the throne of the goddess of the sea.
Is she an assassin that tried to kill her?
We were sent in motion by the goddess.
So
You know what
how
sucks
does
is,
a
like, you
mortal
can't try to get-
threaten a god's throne?
We know not, but we know that she must be on your vessel, because this vessel was pointed out towards us. So either offer her up, or lose the vessel, and we'll pick through you the hard way.
I assure you that this vessel contains no gods that would be of any competition to your goddess.
We didn't say we were here looking for gods.
An
We're here
immortal
seeking
threatens your goddess?
We're here seeking a vessel. Now, give her up, or give up your ship. And Barlow's like, look,
I'm going
guys.
to move to Rachel's room.
Okay. Barlow's like, you think this is a good idea? I don't really want to be here right now. So,
Me neither. But the girl has a choice to make. And it ain't gonna be a pretty one.
Going to tell the giants, there's no one I know of that would be on the ship with the powers that you seek. There were several ships leaving the port when we left. It could be another one.
Cutter.
Not to my knowledge, there is no one on the ship.
As you're making this speech of yours,
and I have to do a dex save.
each creature within 10 feet of that point must make a DC 17. So with Borden and you tied up to a
He's
rope
got
for sure.
25.
I got 25
Yeah, but that
feet. He
doesn't
did not
mean.
follow me.
Oh, well, yeah. So you're within, but that doesn't mean like you're not standing next to him. I don't know. You can be, I guess.
No,
Like, are you taunting the rope, or are you guys taunting the rope or not? They're basically striking you down with a lightning bolt on Oscar because they're getting tired of his lip.
Okay.
So if you're within 5 feet of Oscar, you need to make a dexterity saving throw as well. Now, I can be nice and let you take the 54, or I will roll 12d8.
Considering I could potentially straight up die from the 12d8, that is up to you.
I like rolling dice.
So there was one on each side. I assume we would have been kind of split apart. That's why I wouldn't. So, like, there's 25 feet there. I don't think I'd be right on top of it.
And I'm not instantly dead, at least.
And there you go. It's 62 points of damage as this lightning bolt slams down into Oscar, silencing him. Now bring us the girl.
Am I in Rachel's room yet?
Yeah, you would be down there. And you see Lindsay there, and Rachel, and Celia's on top deck, so it's just those two.
Okay, so I'm take a chair and I'm going to sit in front of Rachel.
What's going on? What's happening?
Well, girl, this ain't gonna be pretty. There are two storm giants up deck, apparently looking for you, because somehow the goddess of the sea is mad at you.
Is she the one haunting my dreams? And Lindsay just tries to go over and comfort her.
And they're sent to take you to whatever they go to and deal with you.
What do I do?
That is up to you. If you offer yourself up, or you want to die fighting.
Alright, on top deck, you can hear Azalea and Barlow arguing. Isn't there some way we could teleport her out of here? We gotta get her out of here somehow. We can't just give them to her. Is there something we can do? And I just sail, Azalea. I haven't been able to advance any further in my training. And look, I know I could probably talk to her, but she's not answering my prayers. Shit. Barlow, this is all your fault. Fucking water priest. And she kind of storms off. Azalea goes below deck. Anything you guys want to do on top deck? As Oscar is falling to the ground.
I will give him a spare the dying because, like,
Alright, so you're stabilized, but you're not conscious. Roll a 1d4. You will wake up in 3 hours, unless something happens. You can feel him breathing again, so at least he's alive. Azalea storms into the room down below. Does anybody have a way to transport her away from here?
Nope. But I know of a way of how to avoid disaster, and that is nasty.
What are you talking?
I point to my blades.
No, we can't fight this fight. They have the advantage.
Oh,
they
I am not.
They just shot down one of your friends on the deck in a single
We're
lightning
not going
bolt.
to
Do you
fight
want to
the
go up there
giants.
and fight them?
We're not going to fight the giants. And I
Then
look
what's
at
your
Rachel.
plan? You can't
You
send
brought
that
Leo
child.
back.
I can't bring her back if she dies in their hands. They'll take her corpse and do whatever they want.
Exactly. So you make sure he doesn't die in their hands.
No, I'm not letting you kill this girl in front of me. That's a sin on its own. You stand down, and she pulls Rachel behind her. And Lindsay
thing,
kind of
I'll
gets
leave the
defensive
room.
as well. Yeah. Rachel, we ain't got a choice. And with that, Lindsay, Azalea, Rachel all come up to the top deck. The giants kind of have their forearms crossed in front of them as they stare down at this boat, blocking its passage from going any further. As if they're waiting for you guys to finally come to terms with what's going on. The scared girl, Rachel, follows in behind Azalea. Lindsay right behind her, and then she kind of pops up in front. Oh, man. Is there anything you guys want to do before something stupid happens?
I was going to ask who has the ring, or
Rachel
like, if
has
Lindsay
the ring.
got it back.
Rachel has the ring.
This is stupid.
Yeah, this is stupid. Lindsay will bring the violin up to her chin. And she will start playing the emblem of Levianthia starts to appear on the violin. And the giants just kind of look at her mesmerized for a second, listening to the musical piece. All of a sudden, everybody on deck. Let me double check something real quick. Grants the ability of water walk. You can move across liquid surfaces. Everybody is going to be able to walk on the water. And with that, she takes the girl's hand, carries her violin with her, and jumps off deck. The two giants watch as the two try to run away. They're dashing across the water. One of the giants starts to cast a lightning bolt, but as he does, go ahead.
I'm going to hold my position. I'm not leaving the boat.
As the lightning bolt gets ready to charge down upon her, Lindsay strings across the violin, noticing the movements of somatic motions coming from the giant, and this dark energy erupts and circles around the lightning bolt and makes it dissipate, counterspelling it. In her final charge on her violin, she will cast the light of Illumina and try to blind the area. All of a sudden, a giant bright light up to 60 feet away ignites into the air, blinding the foes on the DC save. So we'll see how that goes. probably not going to go too well. One gets blinded, one of them does not, as it kind of pierces through, and Lindsay continues to try to make her way. Let me see what Lindsay has at her disposal spell-wise. Is there anything you guys want to do as you're watching your friend try to save this girl's life? You can see Azalea screaming over the deck.
I have no idea what to do.
Alright.
She will cast haste on herself and try to get more movement so that the two of them could try to travel further away from this situation. It seems like a waste, it really does. But Lindsay's trying everything with her heart to just get this girl to safety. And it's just mindless of what she's doing. Like, why did she jump off? Why did she take this girl? What's going through her head? This is the open sea. Where are you going to go? Like, these thoughts are just kind of racing through everybody as you're just kind of flabbergasted watching her jump across the deck and then all of a sudden try to do all these performance-like things to try to get these storm giants to go away. One of them blinded, the other one on the north end of the ship. He starts to wade after. Let's see, his movement is 50. Lindsay's will turn to 60.
So there wouldn't have been time. Would there have been time for a bonus action as they pulled their stump?
What do you want to do? Yeah, like an extra round to kind of do whatever. Let's see here. Sanctuary.
Throw that on Rachel. Just
All right.
like
So,
Lindsay's making her own choices, but Rachel's sort of being dragged along right now.
mm-hmm. So with that, yeah, you cast it right as soon as they jump off, and with that, they're trying to dart off in some direction. Oh man, are these giants going to mess with it or not? That's the situation. They let go of the ship. The ship is now listing forward again, as the two storm giants start traveling in the direction that Lindsay ran off to. The one blinded, it's still taking a while for him to get going. The other one will start making his way in the direction of Lindsay. So, with that situation happening, what would Dancing Lights like to do? You're watching these giants pull off. You got Barlow getting back at the helm. He's like, we just need to go. We're getting out of here, right? Let's go. Let the sea goddess have her way. I mean, there's nothing we can do.
Yep. This is not a fight that can be won.
I've done what I can. I mean,
With Apollo gone,
That's
it's
the
kind
best
of
I could
sad
do
that
for him.
that he can't help here. Alright, so with that, the situation kind of dissolves on its own. Unknown what happened, as the two storm giants rush off in the direction where Lindsay kept rushing Rachel away, and Azalea's just kind of slumped over. I failed. And the ship continues. And that's where we're going to stop the session for today. So at this moment where Dancing Light is at an impasse of interaction, whether they should intervene on behalf of Rachel and try to figure out what to do about Lindsay, you guys are now kind of left in this hollow moment. So we'll pick up on this next week. Hopefully Leo returns. And if this situation will resolve itself, we might actually be able to get to land. But depending upon how much you guys have invested in Lindsay and whether or not you want to see her again, will determine what happens next week. Alright, well, good session, everybody. But,
Certainly could have gone better.
oh yeah, certainly could have. And it doesn't help when certain people aren't around to fully interact. But, we'll definitely pick that up Sunday. Wednesday night, 7 p.m., we go back to Tynak with the Huckleberry Corps. See how that goes over with the rest of your friends. And we'll pick up where Tynak Kingdom's going to be going next. And then next Sunday we will pick up again with Timor Kingdom in the ocean. And hopefully we can figure out what we're going to do, or hopefully find out what happened with Lindsay and Rachel. Well, till then, you guys want to say bye to Twitch chat?
Goodbye.
Night, guys.
See you guys.
Yeah. Oh, now you come back.
Holy fuck, Scoletti just talked.
Where
What?
the hell have you been? You missed like 90%
I've
of
been
the...
here the whole time.
I kept coming back to you. You never said
The
anything.
whole time.
Your turn came up multiple times and you weren't there to answer. Well, we'll deal with that later. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.